Well, there we go. I've started a recording. I hope you cunts are happy. Welcome to Occupod episode 2, which we're starting in the middle of a campaign for all those listening at home. Cool.
You got to introduce who's here.
No, they should know. They should listen to the previous episode.
Yeah, no, you have to introduce.
We didn't even introduce ourselves the first time.
And this week we have.
Hello,
Jamie.
I am
Raph.
Warwick, your DM, your lover, your fighter, your protector. Yeah, I'm in charge here. These puppets dance to my whims. Everyone go around the table and say something fun about yourself. Og's just poked me with
Hi, I'm Critter. I play Lothar, and one fun thing that I like about myself is... Alright!
What?
You don't have to roleplay your character when you're introducing yourself, you know that.
Oh, the socially awkward snap. Yeah, that's true. Gosh, I don't know. I like long walks on the beach.
No, you don't. I've seen how fat you are.
I like very, very short walks on the beach with ice cream and preferably a lot of benches.
Nice.
Cool.
Who's next?
Yeah.
I'll go. I'm Raph.
All right, your name's hard.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Next up,
Well
Trog.
done.
I'm Trog.
Nice. And finally, Og. If you could tell us who
Hi,
you are.
I'm Warwick. I'm the DM. The puppet stands to my strings.
Oh, good eye, I'm Og. Fucking cunt. Yeah. Wonderful. So,
Is that
Right.
Australia's only COVID?
That's going to be great for
here?
the recording. Well
yeah,
done.
I editing this shit. Not doing that.
Did
So,
you edit it last time?
Yeah, who's
Fuck
gonna
no.
draw every single thing that happens?
yeah, we've got our
For the
subreddit.
YouTube video.
Full Declan.
Sam's just texted me saying, "Want to show the TeamSpeak something? How do you screenshot? Press print screen and then paste it into Paint or something."
I don't have a print screen button.
You should.
Oh wait, I
Are
do.
you on a Mac?
There you go.
Blessed be the omnicide.
Samuel, Command
Shift
Shift 4.
Oh, F4, Sam.
Command Shift.
No, Command Shift and the number 4 if you're on a Mac.
Nah, she's not.
I'm not on a Mac.
Oh.
Our
I don't
final,
have a print screen on a Mac.
our final point of bookkeeping. This will be a semi-interlude episode, depending on if you get back to the Ipcrest in good speed. So feel free to think about upgrades and leveling. We'll see. Well, let's look at. Oh, Windows Shift F. Okay, cool. Are we ready to begin?
We are.
Amazing.
On that bookkeeping though, should we be matching numbers here or what?
I thought we were going for the 750.
I'm going to say keep it. Yeah, I think 750. I'm more inclined to say. I
750.
don't think I've given differing amounts of XP since it was all standardized. So, like many things in life, I think Critter's in the wrong here.
I might be.
But then Wrath is above, but that's potentially because...
No, I'm not. I'm on the same as you.
I thought you said you were at 5k.
No, so he counted the initial 1k from character creation.
Oh,
in his
and
thing.
so if you remove the 1k,
exactly.
okay,
Quick
yeah.
maths.
Yeah.
So then, if that's the case, then I will gladly reduce down to
Thank you,
4750.
Critter. That is very
Totally
noble.
set. Thanks.
You get the DM special award.
You
which
get
is a
one
big thumbs
bonus
up.
point of fame.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So, ably piloted by the Imperial Navy's largest and latest helmsman, Orfamiel speeds the maintenance submarine away from the sunken tomb, heading back towards Skarbint to the west. You should have enough fuel to make it back to town. Your Chimera waits for you in the woods west of Skarbint, and Lane instructed you to contact him once you are heading back to your initial landing zone so that you could be extracted safely. Now, you've all escaped the tomb relatively unscathed, at least physically for some of you. While you were exposed to the horrors of the Xenos menace that lurks beneath your feet, you were able to successfully place 3 hololift cameras, which should hopefully gather enough evidence that Avila is guilty of tech heresy. Using this evidence, you should be able to convince the other Inquisitors to lend their support at the Conclave. But first, you'll need to discuss with the Ipcrest's astropaths the right message to broadcast. And before that, you'll need to get back to the Ipcrest. So, how are we all feeling?
Well, that was a great adventure, wasn't it? I absolutely loved every second of it.
Why wouldn't you talk to me for the first half of the trip?
I was focusing. Now I know how the submarine works. I can talk and write at the same time.
Well, that makes sense. Billy, could you take a look at this? And I'm gonna just like point at my chest.
What?
Big sucking flesh wound.
It's not that bad.
It hurts.
Wait, I'm confused. When did you take damage?
I got a basically a knife in my gut.
You got a
And
grazing wound from it.
I took half of my health and damage, Warwick. It was not a grazing wound.
Grow up.
I'd love
until
to
it's
be
critical
able to,
damage.
but I'm dying.
I took the same. You don't hear Tora complaining about the knife sticking out of his side.
Because he's got another one he put himself there on the first side he's got. So yeah, of course I'm not hearing him complain.
I'm going to say you are in safe, fairly sterile conditions. You're able to stabilize and your health is returned to its full capacity, thanks to the able assistance of Amelia. Yeah, so you guys are heading back to Skarbin. It's, I think, coming towards early morning now. You've kind of been gone for like pretty much a full day. So yeah, is there anything else you'd like to do in the submarine?
I'd just give BGC a high five, to be honest.
Absolutely, you get that strong metallic clang, which in the vacuum-sealed environment seems to echo for longer than it should.
While we're in the tomb, did BGC or pick up anything on the sonar that we were detecting before? Like the big spooky fucking thing?
He did not.
The big thing was the ship.
No, the big thing under the crab ship we were at.
Oh, I forgot about that.
We've got to go back.
No, we do not. No, we're not
I'm
getting into
speaking
fight
of
with
the
another
other ship,
crab.
so we have this like recording from it, but like, what are we actually going to do with that? Because, okay, if we give this to Quintus or anybody else, question number one: how did you get there? Oh, in the submarine that we didn't steal. You know, like.
Is anybody else here in Berlin nightclub?
Yeah, that's behind Trock.
Yeah, I
He's getting in character.
Every time we play, I put on dark techno.
Yeah. Emilia's always got that playing. We should have established that earlier.
Emilia's actually a noise ruin in disguise.
BGZ's just got an MP3 player shoved into his vision slit, and it's just blaring.
It's like an old iPod Mini, like before the dark age of technology.
No, he's got a cassette player in his chest. It's old tech, right?
So
he's got an 8-track slapped in there.
Amelia's whacked in a
or he's just got the record, like the tape deck, so you can spin it back and forth in place of his nipples.
Oh, that's awesome! Oh, that was almost awesome right until that point.
Oh.
Okay, he's got one where his dick should be for you.
Got him.
Sorry. Move your head away from my elbow and you'll stop being elbowed by it.
Thanks for posting that toilet, Sam, derailing my campaign.
We were leaving that totally on the side.
I did not derail it. I put it in the Discord.
It's drawn attention away from me, which is a cardinal sin.
I just wanted to highlight that they thought that other toilet was small.
Okay.
What is wrong with your country? Why are all your toilets so small?
That's
because they're not fat.
Yeah.
Well.
Because we don't have as much land.
True. We got to maximize.
Build up.
Nah, mate.
I'm here. Plenty of land.
Yeah, and also with the recording there, I'm just confused as not the recording of the tomb, but the information we got about the ship.
Yeah, don't give Quintus directly for the
that.
tomb.
Yes, the information we got from the ship. What is?
I have an idea.
What are we going to use that for?
Well, I have an idea with that, though.
Or a black box recording that you've downloaded.
Why don't we just leave it in there in the sub?
Because they'll know it was us. You fucking idiot.
A bunch of people stole the submarine just to get it. And by the way, which Quintus knows the exact ship that we were interested in.
And what we look like. Okay, that's a good point. It probably would not be a good idea for us to...
I remember us talking about, it's a good idea to take this information, but now that I'm thinking about it, what are we going to actually do with it?
What if we act as Hugh Antiquitarians and we leave it anonymously so people can know their fate?
I almost don't think that's the right word, but it does make a lot more sense.
My buddy Hugh was very invested in old things.
Well, that's canon now.
I
That's an
appreciate that.
NPC I've had to write now. So thanks, Og.
Yeah,
But
Billy
it's
the
Quintus's. It's
This
quintessential.
is brother.
Quintessential's archaeologist cousin,
Yeah.
Hugh.
Hugh
Hugh
Central.
Antiquarian.
Oh.
I love that.
So there's lots
elf.
of
What?
ideas.
His
So
first
dumb.
name Auntie, last name Quarian. Or
No, it's his aunt. It's Antiquarian.
Yeah.
Antiquarian.
She likes fish.
Oh, God's sake. So
That's
yeah,
so
formulating a
It's
plan
the
before you get back to
age
Scarvin is
of
probably a good idea.
Antiquarian.
Well, I
I
think
feel
the
like
first
last game we had like an idea, and then
we
I
forgot
don't
it.
know that it's gonna pan out.
So from what I remember, your plan was get back to the Chimera and get out.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good plan. I'm glad that we thought about it. Thanks, past us. Pat on the back.
Tora would like to raise his hand.
Give him a high five.
Yeah.
Me and Meliorf now, because we're still Vec and Meliorf.
Forgot about that.
Still in our deep cover characters. We do that scene from Predator where it's like, "Argh," and our forearms bulge.
A lot more muscles in your guys' arms than I would have thought.
The
I
Ecclesiarchy
somehow,
got you
I
pushing
somehow a
pencils.
new vein pops up onto my bicep.
That's an amazing line.
Oh, God.
Right, now that you
Oh.
guys are holding hands, did you guys want to say something, or is this just like holding hands? I'm going to put my hand out like slowly.
I
BGC
slapped his hand
slaps your
away.
hand away, yeah.
Okay.
Like,
So,
Me
But what
and
it-
or family would like to lift BGZ like the winning quarterback.
Sure,
Be
there's
hard to
no
do in a
room to
sub.
do that in a
If we
submarine.
can-
Yeah.
if we
I
can
thought
hit
we
the
wrote
submarine.
It just springs a leak in the sub and we're out.
I pour Lucozade over BGZ.
Could you roll for Lucozade, please?
You pour what on him? Sorry.
Lucozade. It's a sports drink.
Oh, that's so dumb. All right,
Yeah.
no,
Oh, there's
that
the
clicks.
crewmates data. Okay.
Yeah.
I found it. I was gonna say I didn't remember copying it down, but there we go. You.
I'm afraid you spill some of the Lucozade,
Oh no.
and it goes wasted. The last bottle of Lucozade in the 41st millennium.
You know, I'm actually adding Lucozade to my character sheet permanently.
It's like
Well,
the eggs
and then you're going to
beer.
immediately
Pour it
delete
out
it.
for the
'cause
home.
you-
I'm pretty sure underneath forbidden law.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
What did we agree on the roll? Tora would like to light a cigarette. What did we agree? What would we think the roll was to see if it's an exploding cigarette? Was it a roll of 1d5, and if it's a 1, it
I
explodes?
think so, yeah.
Hey, we're in an oxygen-rich environment. Are you sure?
Yeah.
We're always in an oxygen-rich environment.
Well,
It's
let's say
pretty.
for now.
It's a regular
Oh,
submarine.
So next time it'll be a 1d4.
Yeah.
I didn't think you could do that. Anyways.
So, yeah,
How much explosives do we have left?
Uh,
I'm going to check my pack and say.
We didn't use any.
Well,
so how
we
much
did,
do we
we
have
did.
on us?
You used
Couple.
the fishing charges. What was it? It was the breaching charges you used in the manufactorum to blow a hole in the wall, which I'm going to
Yes.
say was pretty much all of them to make a hole that big for
Yeah.
3 wide lads to go through.
Right, but I think I have like 2 grenades on me.
BGC's got a bandolier of grenades as well.
I got a frag, a couple crack grenades. Why?
The two things of is there any fuel left in those 2 things of fuel we got off the ship?
As in the
Didn't we take a drum of fuel from the crash ship? It was like either we
Yes.
take fuel or supplies, and we
yeah,
took
I
fuel.
think you took some fuel. Yeah, you've got like a gallon of promethium.
So we got a gallon of promethium, a dog tooth, a couple of grenades,
You
and
have a dog tooth.
coloring in sheets, and some crayons.
And with
Uh-huh.
that, you need to make a bomb.
What do you?
This
what are
is
you
the worst
trying to
A-team
do?
episode
We
I've
get
ever been part of.
we dispose of the evidence. So
Oh,
we get to shore, and then we light the bomb, and then we put it out into the ocean.
I like your idea, but let's do it one better. Let's see if we push out to the ocean, and then I'll set it off.
Viking funeral.
Yep.
But
What's a
if you're
Viking?
the one to shoot burning arrow,
So, a classic
what-
Fenrisian funeral. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
say, who'd feel like
Oh, that makes more sense. God, okay.
Thank you, God Emperor.
You want to blow up the submarine? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
leave no trace. You know what they say.
I mean, like, I'm all, if we're taking like a vote, I'm all for getting rid of the evidence.
You know, I hate to say it, but he's right. I know we learned that as a part of our pathfinding is leave no trace. So yeah,
Or
Why'd you hate
blame
to say
it?
someone else?
I mean, if folks come across that. Wait a minute. How many shells are still in there for the bolter?
I'm going to say 60 shells are left.
That should be more than enough to set this thing off, don't you think? Bye, Sam. Aw. She's not derailing the recording. She's fine.
Thanks, Sam.
Let's discuss how
Oh.
Samuel sent that message.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
spend 10 minutes discussing
Yeah,
about how
thanks,
Samuel's
Sam.
message
And
there
thanks for
derailed the
ruining it,
entire.
Sam.
Oh god.
Wow.
She doesn't have to.
Jesus
She's
Christ.
perfectly fine to be here. She wants to be.
But Trox, she is a
can be
woman.
Here.
Oh.
Yeah, no women allowed.
We are
Boys
barely
on-
mad.
boys only.
What does that matter?
Women
Boys
don't
only.
exist. Why does
Yeah.
nobody seem to understand this? They just
Yeah.
don't exist.
That's not a woman. That's a magpie.
Women.
That's
Magpie.
a magpie. It's a magpie.
It's a
It's a
bird.
magpie.
It's a bird.
Yeah.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's
No.
poking me.
Ugh, well, I don't know. It's up to you guys what you want to do. I've just got like, I
Look.
don't know. My sort of like good guy thing to do is what's coming to mind of like letting Quintus know about some of this stuff but
We
then
can-
that potentially implicates us if he's willing to talk to other people.
Yeah,
He
I,
barely remembers our name, sort of.
I don't see the point in telling Quintus anything personally, to be honest.
Well,
I can't.
because there's shit on this planet and whatnot.
There's shit on every planet. Welcome to 40k.
Yeah,
What if we use
Welcome
the
to current year.
Prometheum and a rag and we wipe everything down and wipe our fingerprints off it?
Why don't we just sink it?
If we sink it, it will all look.
here's
here-
the okay. We know there's like a fishmongering fucking thief crew on this.
This
dock,
is the
right?
only planet where fishmongering is more dangerous than warmongering.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know
on
there's,
account
like,
of there not being any war.
Let's count
They
it as not
stand at the
being
corner of the
war.
market to bet fish.
as Tora has informed us, there is some thievery going on here.
Oh, no,
do
people are
do
stealing
love a good
things.
cabin.
What?
People are stealing things. Oh no,
I don't know
what
what,
are we going to do?
Og
Did
said.
people? Did no one steal
I do
anything
love
on
a bit of
Mars?
thieving.
Right. So why don't we sell the submarine to the people who might want to use it?
Oh,
Oh,
but they could rat us out. They'd very easily rat us out.
I'm all about
bought
leaving
with
no
money.
trace.
Okay.
I don't-
So
Like we don't need money. In case you haven't noticed, we have some kind of weird.
but if we just
Got a
give it
Fudder
to
Rucks
them, that would
lifetime
be more
membership.
suspicious than selling it to them.
wait, you guys have the Fudder Rocks card?
Yeah, I got a black 90s.
You guys
I'm
got
not concerned about
cards?
the money. I'm concerned about the action more so. They would know if you're a thief. If someone comes up to you and says, "Hey," or or you're a whatever, someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, here's a free submarine." You're gonna wonder, "Oh, there's probably something wrong with it. There's probably some reason you want to give it to me." But if you come up to me trying to sell it to me, it's a little less suspicious.
Well,
What's even more suspicious, not being approached by somebody offering to sell your submarine.
As a man who has much experience in this, we could leave it with me as a good salesman, and go get a good price.
We don't need a good price. We don't want any evidence of us being here, do we not? So why bother talking to more people? We've
If
done
we
what we
talk-
need to do. Let's go.
If we talk to more people, there's a higher chance that we're going to get discovered here, and an even higher chance that should, it's Avila pop down here and start. I'm going to say forcibly questioning everybody. There's probably a good chance she's going to figure out it's us.
I'd like to circle back to the idea of just blowing things up.
I know small explosion. We don't want to make big explosions.
Yeah, big explosion's kind of a no-no, which is why I'm saying, let me shoot it from offshore, and then we'll be all right.
That's fun.
But
Can we just bring a timer on it to blow up some things, to flood it and let it sink down to the bottom of the
potentially
floor?
make an improvised explosive
Yeah,
to
we guess we
scuttle
could do
it
that
based
too.
on what you've got.
Tora would like to start attempting this. What do I roll? Is it tech use?
As you're like still half a day's travel from Skarbin, I'm going to say maybe don't set a bomb.
Oh, that's right. We're not fully off yet,
You're
are
not
we?
there yet.
But don't worry, I have the catfall perk.
Oh, perfect! You'll land perfectly on the ocean's
I
floor.
will land.
Dead.
My corpse will land perfectly fine.
I'm going to say, given the materials you've got, you could potentially rig up with some difficulty some kind of like timer-based explosive. Maybe I'm going to say it'll probably use up the las cutter, like to use the las cutter on the heavy bolter rounds that are left here to cause like some kind of detonation that would rupture the hull. Maybe some of the fuel that's left on it as well, but I'm going to say it's possible. I'm going to say it's difficult to do because you would have to rig up a timer and you don't really have any timed explosive devices with you. You're basically working on what you've got to hand and a submarine.
I do have a cigarette, and we could light the end of the cigarette.
And then just run away from it. Great idea.
What kind of what are those machines called?
Glow
Where
stick.
like the machines where like the ball falls and then is that what you're proposing that you do with it then?
Oh, like a Rudy
Set it off?
Goldberg machine. No,
That's
I mean like
it. I couldn't think of what it
in
was.
terms of like
I was gonna say a
what
Ruth
you've
Bader
got,
Ginsburg
what you've
machine,
got
but that's wrong.
currently is you've got some things that are explosive, i.e. heavy bolter rounds, fuel, that kind of thing. Ignition sources are quite limited because you kind of need to be there to ignite it. Like you could pull out your las cutter, shoot the heavy bolter rounds, and that's great. We'll end the campaign there. I can go to bed. But in terms of long-term stuff, it might not be the best because while it is easy to scuttle this thing, to scuttle it at range, you might need to do something like douse it in fuel and shoot it with a las gun. And then hope that fire causes an explosion in it that will cause it to sink.
I do have a tin can and 20 feet of cable.
Oh my god!
So we've got tin cans at either end. So what Tora is going to propose is we have the ignition source on the bottom end of one, on the edge, full of water, and an empty can with a bit of weight to it, and we poke a little hole in it. So as the water slowly goes out, it's slow, like the weight slowly goes like this.
We have a tech priest. We have access to timers and technology. We don't need to go through mechanical.
But
like,
how are you
like we
making
don't
calls?
need to do this at all.
And this is gonna be like
I'm
a
sorry.
fucking thinking back because I could have sworn I
You don't
wrote
need
it,
to
but
put
apparently
code.
I didn't. Remember, I had Thalia like alter my robes a long time ago, so all the like little pieces can like
Bunch of clocks.
flip
or
to
timers.
another color. Was it
yes,
black?
I think
Gray?
so. Yeah, I'm gonna say it was like a greyish black. But yeah, you've basically got hello, I'm a Martian tech priest, and then this is more kind of subtle. Like in passing, if someone wasn't looking at you directly, you would just look like another figure.
Yeah, I thought I had it written down somewhere, but I'm making sure it's there now. But that's only on my regular robes, not the insulated ones that we made that other time.
You got a couple of things in your wardrobe.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna say
I probably shouldn't have Googled DIY incendiary lighter, should I?
you're on a list now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're probably about a day's journey from Skarbin right now, so you've got time to come up with a plan before you, I don't know, charge into the docks gun blazing, or come up against the beach where you launched from.
How about we don't even go to the city yet? If I say we just go a bit further south of the city.
Well, yeah,
I think I'd agree with that.
Yeah. If I remember right, Chimera was in like the southern part of the forest.
It was. So
or,
you've
like,
got the
on
main
the
sort
map.
of town, and then the Chimera's in the woods to the west of it. But to reach that,
Did we
you kind of
we
pass across
parked the
wasteland.
sub, hiked to the Chimera, and then hiked again to get supplies, didn't we?
Yeah.
Now, unless we want to do a reverse heist where we put the sub back.
Oh, that'll get them.
I think that's even more suspicious. Like,
Their
oh,
insurance
will
have a
stole a
field day with
sub
that
and
one.
then just put it
That'd
back
be
again.
amazing. I'm
Do you
absolutely
guys also
kidding.
want to be on a list?
I mean, like,
Nope.
if you want to be even better about it, you can always just find some bodies, put it into the sub, and then forcibly sink the sub out at sea. If anybody finds it, they'd be like, "Oh, these must be the guys that stole it."
That. Oh.
Not
Yeah.
morally sound. However, that's never stopped you
Effective.
before.
Yeah, no, we've definitely done far worse for far less.
And trust me, this is all within the Emperor's teachings.
It is.
It is.
I believe you, but I'm foggy on the details.
We're all tools in the eyes of the Emperor to his ever-chosen quest.
I thought that was an Omnissiah thing.
What, that we're all tools in the eyes of the Emperor? No, the Emperor sees us all as tools.
Right.
Especially you, Lothar.
Especially guardsmen that are, the same physiology as Wreck-It Ralph.
We're all part of his great machine, his great plan, his great work.
Mhm.
This sounds like
Ave.
red color sheet.
You really should lay off the iron a little bit there. It's probably not doing well for you. So the plan then is genuinely for us to sink this thing after we're out of it.
No, we're going to think about it inside of it.
BGZ lets out a binary sound at that, which you imagine is laughter.
Rude. Also, we'd be getting there faster if you'd concentrate on driving there.
I can drive this thing with my eyes closed. I close my eyes.
You're
Please
underwater.
don't.
It's not like you're going to hit into
I know
anything.
exactly.
There's no corners.
Just slapping fish out of the way.
Oh no, I can't see out the windshield.
The rain's just coming down terribly. Put the wipers on.
Yeah, Tora would like to investigate to where the button for the wipers are.
You are unable to find a button for the wipers. May the Emperor have mercy on your soul.
He just he grabs a rag and just wipes it across the little viewing port, going.
It helps.
We are losing our minds on this sub. Right.
Is that some kind of comet we see in the sky above us? Maybe we should send a nuclear weapon preemptive strike to people across the nation.
You know this is a maintenance submarine. It's not a fucking nuclear capable vessel, right?
Yeah.
Like you could fix a pipe with this. You can't just bomb fucking the United Arab
I
Emirates.
think we need to go ashore to find supplies, because we've not heard from our commanding officers in over 48 hours. And we should now be sending nuclear weapons as
I think
a...
we're legally allowed to leave the Inquisition now, if that's the case. If they're not
you
in
check the
contact.
Periscope, right? Just because someone writes a play about someone writes a, dare I say, award-winning play about a submarine doesn't mean that we have to bring it up every time a submarine is mentioned in fiction.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
the
submarines in
award
fiction.
for not having a periscope.
There wasn't a Periscope. It's fine. It's fine. Vehement is now available for streaming. Just contact me directly, and I can work out something. It was a very good play.
I did enjoy watching it, to be fair.
It was very good. However, enough about my fantastic writing. Let's get back to DMing. Annoyingly, it took me a while. I was so immersed in you guys and
Now
Periscope.
back to your bad writing.
Yeah, back to my bad writing.
Warwick, your
blowing it
hairline
up. That's
has
what you guys
almost
wanna do.
disappeared behind your headphones from the
I've
angle.
got,
That's what I
you're at.
said. I
I've
said
got it
very
up.
similar.
Got it tied up so I can, because my hair goes over my ears sometimes, and I can't hear you guys. So I'm having to tie it up for
But
purely
isn't that
practical
just pulling
reasons.
your hairline closer and closer away from your...
I'm hoping if I pull it back far
Farther
enough,
from
it'll
God.
loop back round and come back to the front again. So
It's going to go up your face like this.
yeah.
Over
By next
your
Christmas,
eyes.
it'll reach my eyes. So yeah, what is the plan then?
Well, yeah,
Blow
how
up
are we going to
sub.
blow this up?
Blow up sub,
I have-
sunglasses on, moonwalk to the Chimera.
Yeah, I have some more thingies, incendiary cells for my flamethrower, so we can use
Okay.
that as like a starter.
Yep. Yeah, that's basically just raw promethium. You can absolutely douse it with that, swim to shore, and then get your friendly local neighborhood guardsman to shoot it. I'm going to say lasgun is able to start a fire because it is an energy-based thing, so it causes immense heat where it hits. Yeah, I'm going to say that's possible.
Okay.
Cool. Should we fast forward then a little bit to when you're actually close to Scarbit, unless you guys want to RP the next 7 hours of submarine travel, which let me tell
Maybe
you.
I do.
It's
99
quite boring.
bottles of beer on the wall.
Beer on the wall, 99 tins of beer. You drink one down, slosh it around. 99 tins of beer on the wall.
Hey.
Tora doesn't know how to count, so he just keeps it at 99.
So,
I open up my scrapbook of conspiracy theories that I just
Okay.
gotten.
Oh,
I
good.
love you have a scrapbook.
The first one is Viridius Hugh.
You circle it.
Viridius, who-
So I'm going to say you're getting closer to the coast now, and would you like to bring the sub up to the surface?
Do you have
Me-
a periscope?
Yeah, you've got a periscope.
Yes, I think it's water.
Then yeah, I guess I'll turn around in my little piloty seat and say,
Yeah.
does anybody want to check the periscope?
Yeah, I can do that.
Cool.
10 minutes. Okay.
Lothar, give me a perception roll.
I would love to. Do I get a bonus for using a periscope, or do I just look cooler?
I'll give you a +20 because I guess it counts as magnoculus, doesn't it?
I am looking for you
Magnoculus
said
just long.
perception.
Yeah.
All right,
Can
sorry.
Tora look through the periscope with his magnoculus and get a +40?
Doubles up. Yeah.
That is amazing.
You just get more pairs of binoculars. You could basically see into the future. That's how it works.
It's like that scene from The Simpsons where Bart had all the megaphones
megaphones.
one after the other.
You said +20, or what did you say?
+20. Yeah.
Got it.
You
Oh,
go blind.
can't see
yeah.
shit.
Can't see shit. You think you see some lights ahead of you. That's all you can really see through there.
There's not a whole lot I'm able to pick up on here, guys. There's something I can see.
The
Lights.
surface of the water is very stormy. It seems like a lot of rain has blown in from the east. The seas are quite choppy and the visibility is poor.
Guys, you're not going to believe this, but the periscope is wet, and I would actually really need a little windshield wiper on it to be able to see properly.
Have you tried shaking it side to side really fast like a dog?
Oh, I haven't tried that. Hold on. No,
Oh.
didn't work.
Oh, that's a shame.
I thought you were going to burn a fate point doing that, to be honest.
No, that'd be fantastic to do, though. Yeah, no, I don't see very much, but I mean, I don't know. I guess we're generally around where Scarbent is. Is that what it says on your little like doohickey there? And I'm going to point towards
Like
the radar.
GPS base, you're like maybe 2 hours away from Scarbint right now.
And is that
Oh.
is that all the way from Scarbin? Are you including like our landing point as?
I'm going to say this is Scarbin directly. I'm going to say you're 3 hours away from the landing point from where you disembarked or embarked.
Well, according
yeah.
to this GPS dad, which I don't know the name of because I'm just a priest, we're about 3 hours away.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean,
Tora's just made the realization that it was a periscope and not what he thought was a urinal.
that would explain why that would explain why it's so foggy. Dude, you really gotta see like some of the Medicaid staff when we get back on the ship.
Did you just tell us to see Medicaid staff?
again.
Yeah, Medicaid staff.
After you hid cancer from the Medicaid staff.
No. I don't actually know how I got cancer. I just know it happened. It's hell. I've no clue how it happened. But
The doctor doesn't let me in the office anymore ever since I allegedly took some lollipops.
yeah, I remember that.
No, you remember nothing.
I distinctly remember that. You got all the lemon ones, and I wasn't sure why.
I'm going to say you surface near the
That's
beach
fair.
after another couple of hours of travel. So looking to the north, it appears to be pretty much like early evening now. You've been traveling for a full day. You imagine the submarine's running low on fuel by this point. You don't need to imagine because you check the fuel. It is. However, the belching fumes above the Manufactorum have appeared to start up again after their short absence. Obviously, there's no one around, so you can't ask them, "Oh, what's happened there?" But yeah, they are back to full working order. Yeah, I'm going to say you're about, like you could jump out of the submarine now and swim a bit and then wade to shore if you'd like to. You
Can we not just ground it?
can ground it, absolutely.
I ground it.
Perfect. You go forward slightly, and then the what's it called? The keel.
Gangplank.
No, the keel of the submarine strikes into it, and then the whole thing lists to the port side, and you feel everything kind of slide ever so slightly to your left as you run aground. However, the top of it is still visible from surface.
Nice. Well, everybody, thank you for swimming aqua or famio. I hope you enjoyed your aquarobic sensation. If you want, I have business cards. I pat my chest. I can't find my business cards. Like, oh wait, no, never mind. Somebody burned and destroyed all my business cards. I'll get them to you at the next possible opportunity. If you have any questions, please keep them to yourself because I do not care. And thank you very much.
Lothar's going to make sure that he is first to the hatch and
Absolutely.
immediately wrenching that thing
Tora
open.
would like to grab his ankle and pull him down.
Sure, make an agility roll, please.
Do I make an opposed one?
No, I think this is a surprise roll.
Fair enough. Damn it.
Just
I get
agility.
bullied.
Yeah, agility.
Oh, I've got the pop-up menu.
Uh,
Yeah, you grab those ankles.
oh,
Now,
thank the Emperor Land. Whoop!
now Tora is the first one opening the hatch. Oh, blessed sunlight if it was sunny, but no, it's a stormy evening. The wind is howling. It's not. Oh,
I'm
there
still
goes
here.
Critter.
I'm still here.
Oh, good. Yeah, the wind is howling. The rain is hitting your face, but there's fresh air, and that's more than anything. But yeah, you're able to disembark safely from the submarine. Any last things you guys would like to do in the submarine?
Well, I'm just going to give it a bit of a search down, to be honest. I don't think there's been anything we wanted to keep from it.
Other than the diving suits, there's really not much here.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in there really loose.
Is
like the
it
operation.
possible
I would
to
take,
carve the
however-
rebreather off the diving suit?
I would take
no.
the full diving suits out though.
You're going to take those out?
They are
Yeah.
heavy.
The big mining diving suits.
Yeah, what do we need it for?
I would take one of them out.
Okay. This
Just
is
for the
heavy.
future.
It's like carrying another person, but you're able to, with your great strength, carry it over your back as you disembark from the submarine and walk over to the shore.
I put it on the ground, then take in the what's it called? What is this called? A power cell? What's it called from my flamer? Promethium unit.
Promethium. It's the general fuel that a lot of stuff runs
Yeah.
on.
I take it and then I kind of pour it all over the inside. But actually, no. Do you know what I do? I take off all my armor and all my stuff I have. I take that all off and put it next to the diving helmet.
Okay.
I think I know how to swim.
What are you trying to do
What are you-
here?
Or for you,
I don't want
okay,
to,
man?
no, there's no point just blowing up on the beach so somebody can walk down and be like, oh, here's a destroyed submarine. So I was going to fill it up, I was going to pour over all the promethium in it, get it so it's floating a little bit out and still just bobbing on the surface.
And then swim
Then
back.
I was going to get out, swim back, and then
I see. Okay.
I'll give my top.
I
Is that
thought
not
you were
the
going to. I thought you were going to set your armor on fire. I was really confused.
No, that's why I'm taking the armor off.
The
because
Emperor's
I'm
light
not
fills
going to,
me.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
going to swim back in my full plate gear, eh?
No,
So,
you're gonna up to you, but I reckon Orfamiel's there just basically nude on the beach at this point.
yeah, fine.
Absolutely.
I have a loincloth on, actually.
Obviously.
Or if I
Yeah.
wanted to be on land just as much as the next guy, but it's gonna. Amelia, is he okay?
I don't know.
I don't know either, and I'm scared.
Look. Talk, is it? I have my mission. You have your mission. Do your part, so I don't have to do my part again.
I don't
Then I
have to
go-
watch you do your part, do I?
Kind of. Well, at one point you do. And then,
I'd
how
really
many of
rather.
these? How many of these things do I have?
I think you've
Actually?
got 2 Promethean.
It looks like
canisters?
you've got 2 of them.
Yeah, so I take the 2 of them, and then I just I go in to the. Actually, I'm not gonna sit around yet. So are we all good then? Does anybody do anything else from submarine?
No.
Not after
No.
your naked body's all over it. Absolutely not.
Then I get in submarine and I pilot it, drive it.
I think you
pilot
drive it. Yeah, this is going to
Yeah,
be quite
drive
simple.
it.
You're already familiar with how this works. Part of you thinks that if you didn't go to the Scholar Progenium, there was absolutely a career that could have been submarine pilot for you. But
Yeah.
sadly, not to be in this hellish future.
Never came to be.
Never
Maybe in
to
a
be.
world that wasn't so dark and
Yeah. In nice
heretical.
Heresy, this is just a submarine
Yeah.
campaign of just
maybe not such a grim dark universe.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're able to pilot this with deft skill, and yeah, you reach a point where it is now free floating on the surface.
Yeah. I just kind of go far enough that it's about its height and maybe another 2.5 more or
Yep.
so below it to the seafloor, and then I'll turn off everything so it's floating there, and I'll take one Promethean package and I'll just open it up and pour it all around inside of it.
Absolutely, this thing
Then
is
I'll
doused.
Yeah. Then I climb up the top, take my second one, pour the second one down kind of the ladder of it.
Yep.
I'm just kind of assuming, by the way, now that this is how it's laid out. So correct me if
Yeah.
it's wrong. And I put it on over. Then like I leave the top of the Prometheum cartridge like kind of sitting on top of the hatch there, so it's in field of view.
Absolutely.
Then I dive off and I swim back to shore.
Perfect. Give me an agility roll, please, to swim. Sorry, athletics roll.
Athletics.
What is this,
Okay.
D&D? Fuck off. Look at
Does
that.
strength
Perfect.
or toughness matter?
Up to you. I think either. I'd say probably this is more of a strength thing, swimming
Yeah.
quite a distance rather than resisting harm. Okay, that's not great.
I'm gonna reroll that.
Okay, perfect. Use that fate.
So then do it again with athletics.
That's even worse. I think you try and do like the cool butterfly thing, and then you kind of forget where your arms are meant to be, and just kind of hit a rock. You get to floor, you get back to shore, but it took a while. It was quite embarrassing. It also, it took some time to do so. However, there is now a freely floating sub just kind of drifting, probably about a mile south of Skarbin here, which is covered in promethium.
Yeah, I guess I'll then turn to Tok and I say, "Hey, Tok, how about you?"
In the time it's taken for you to try and swim back, not only have I set up, but I've been able to dig in such a way where people aren't going to be able to see the flash.
Yeah.
At least from where it started.
I think you've built like a small mound that's able to kind of, with a long lance, it has got a flash hider, but it's not perfect. But yeah, you're absolutely able to protect the muzzle report from the majority of Skarbin's population if for some reason they were to look south on this rainy night here. Yeah, make a ballistic skill test, full aim for me, please.
Absolutely. This is at an extreme range, correct?
However, you are a sniper with a scope. This does not matter.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure you've been aiming the moment fucking Orthemiel emerged nude from this submarine. Amazing. So this shot cracks across the bay.
Yeah, just for fun.
Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah. I think it explodes the canister, causing a moderately sized fireball to burst with a loud boom across the bay, and then the fire trickles down into the main body of the submarine. Whereas there is another explosion, but this one detonated underneath the waterline, so it is quite submerged. You do hear lots of smaller explosions of the heavy bolter shells detonate as well. But very quickly you see that the smoke billowing from this wreck is smothered as it sinks very, very rapidly beneath the waves. It was quite loud, however.
Right, we got to move, guys. And I'm going to start picking everything up.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll be putting my armor back on and picking up the one diving suit I took with me.
Amazing. Yeah, you guys.
Or has a beer and just watches them do things.
It's a
That's
beautiful
like a fold out chair thing. Just like
He's got his sunnies on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me move back to the map of Skarbin. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to say it takes you guys probably an hour of walking to get back to where the Chimera is.
8 beers.
Hidden.
8 tinnies.
8 tinnies. You gotta make sure you track those. Lovely.
Are we like down here somewhere?
You are currently, so you were there and now you're moving. I think there's probably some forest south of this that you moved through. Could I get an awareness roll from anyone who is looking across the bay?
I would have turned my back. I don't think I'd be looking at the bay.
Across the bay. What do you mean?
As in anyone who thought, hey, maybe we should check on our way. Just looking at Skarbin and like the bay of where the submarine was.
I think in character-wise, I'd probably be glancing.
Awareness.
Yeah, awareness, please. Okay, let's see. Nothing's come up. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So Amelia, you're able to spot a small dinghy-like vessel that seems to be powered by some kind of motor on the back of it, which has a small group of individuals. They seem to be powering towards where the explosion of the submarine was.
I'd like to use that telescopic view. Can I see any better detail?
Okay. Yeah, I think with 1 degree of success, you can see 3 individuals who are wearing oilskins, and I'm going to say you can see 1 man who seems to look unerringly similar to Quintus.
Interesting.
Sorry, I lagged out there for a moment. What's
That's
going
okay. So Amelia has just looked back across the bay to spot a small dinghy, which is being sped south of the docks, heading towards where the explosion was. There seem to be 3 men wearing oilskins there, and then Quintus seems to be at the head of the vessel.
on? Take the shot.
Take the what? What are you talking
Take the
about?
shot. And I just point.
I took the
point
shot.
at
Where were
ship.
you?
Huh?
No, he said
I took
to
the shot.
kill Quintus.
Why? Where's Quint?
I'm
And I'm
gonna
going to look out
explain
towards the dock.
what I've seen out
I'm
there.
looking at
Yeah.
Oh.
He is the dockmaster.
Oh, I turn around.
Shame Lothar the far-sighted can't see that far, huh?
Yeah.
Lothar the Farsighted was looking towards our goals, which is to get out of here.
Dinner's
But-
ready. I'm just gonna grab it real quick. I'll be right back.
That's okay. Should we take a quick 5-minute break? Because I also need a
Let's
piss.
do it.
Amazing.
Perfectly okay.
This is going to
Does
sound
that
great
mean
on the
stop
I'll
recording.
put some
then,
clothes
or-
on.
Please put some
It sounds
clothes on,
good.
Og. It's scaring me.
No, Olga, I like seeing your nipple.
Brilliant.
It gets me
Right.
moist under the bonnet, if you know what I mean.
5 minutes, boys. Then let's crack on.
You've got it circled and everything. It's so ew.
It
Get
comes
outta
up,
here.
your earphones want your nipple to be
Oh
emphasized.
god, it's like a pepperoni with an erection. Right, I'm gonna be right back.
God, this trip has left me with the worst t-shirt tan. It's amazing.
Oh, do you call it Farmer Town down there? Or is that
Yeah.
something up here? Yeah. No, honestly, mate, that looked like I was pretty awful about your car and all that, but that trip looked really fun. I was saying this to work earlier. I was quite jealous looking at your story there.
It was a hoot. Oh. I'm just gonna pull some pants on and go for a smoke.
Understandable. I'm here by myself in the recording. I can say anything I want. Pumpernickel. Willy. Bum.
Ugh. Good morning, Mr. Bow. Morning, Tim.
Morning, Tim.
Oh. Thank you again for those brownies last night.
No problem.
They were delicioso. Yeah, no, the trip was a hoot. Like, I don't want to fucking see my friends Guy or Ash for maybe 2 weeks, but it was fun.
Oh, so there's 4 of you.
No, it was the 3 of us, me, Guy, and Ash.
Oh,
I
so was Magpie not one of them?
Huh?
Was
No,
Magpie?
No, Magpie stayed in Canberra.
All right, I just assumed one of them was your girlfriend.
Nope. No, this trip was organised before we started dating.
Fair enough.
I'm back.
Where did you went anyway then? Was this around your state or do you go like interstate?
Well, no, we didn't actually go that far. We only went like, I think all up it was probably only like 2,500 k's. We started in Sydney where we picked up the van and we drove north to near Newcastle, Port Stephens, which is where Guy is from. By the beach, and then we went inland to a place called Dorrigo, which is like up a mountain, kind of like nice hiking, but like quite a bit north of the Blue Mountains, like 6 hours north of that. So it was like really kind of like small town hippie vibes, really nice walking, super pretty. And then we went up to Yamba, so up to the border between Queensland and New South Wales. We spent a bit of time there, and then we kind of like tooted our way back. I went to Byron, sorry, like Byron Bay, which was a hoot.
I'm back.
I had a coffee where Zac Efron met his new girlfriend.
Oh wow! What have
Oh
I
my god,
missed?
so
right.
famous. What a famous location.
I'm
I've
back.
got a glass of iron brew here, and I've also got some whiskey. So tonight we're going to be playing God.
I got some. After I finish this wine, I'm going to be having a couple of drams of famous grouse.
Oh, I wish. This is
See,
unfortunately
do you know
Irish.
how tough it is? Do you know how tough it is to not want to drink with you guys? Because like the sun has just come up. Like
You're Australian, Og. You can't. I thought you always have to drink.
But I say, like, what's the wrong about having a tinny in the morning, eh?
Yeah.
my substance abuse counselor
you have a
disagrees with you
lovely-
in that regard. But
A lovely pint of Foster's in the morning. Am I
if
right,
I
fellow Australian?
if I have to tell my psychiatrist another time, it's like it's like so I was drinking before 9 a.m.
Yeah, but they'll understand.
They
So I was
might-
role playing. They'll be
Yeah,
like, "Oh, fucking sick."
They legally
Yeah,
can't
they-
judge you. It's
Yeah.
it's against the law.
Yeah.
They
No,
lose their
I
license.
pay him to judge me.
Oh,
See, Og, you should be paying us because we judge you for free.
Oh, that's true.
that's very true.
My therapy services are very affordable.
Oh, I'm seeing someone privately at the moment.
Yeah,
You can
Well-
see me whenever you want, baby.
Oh.
Quasi privately.
Ooh.
So
I see.
it's called it's a health co-op, which is interesting. Like I pay, so but I get it all back, mostly back under Medicare. But I get like 12 psychiatric appointments, GP visits, like whenever there's like a physio and some scans. I haven't pushed the limits of that for like $100 a year or something.
What, like CT scans?
I have to get ultrasounds every like 3 or 4 months or so, and so I would, and I get it back under my parents because I earn over the threshold, so I need to either have insurance or pay more in tax on the Medicare levy. But
as a-
oops, sorry.
I don't want to interrupt. We are recording this right now as a heads up.
Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because that's
No,
not it.
because my mum's
not the-
because my mum's
you
a
know.
healthcare professional. I'm part of HCF, which is the healthcare fund.
Yeah.
So I get most of my scans and stuff back through Medicare, which is fun.
Don't worry,
Very
Critter. I'll
nice.
cut this out and upload it as a separate public upload.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I
This
just
will be
I was
pressing
thinking like,
all
oh god,
the
we're still
people.
recording, aren't we? So I just had a
Og
moment.
Exposed.
God,
Oh,
I've
it's-
become very hairy this trip.
How dare you look after your mental health? Fuck you.
No, it's a beautiful, wonderful thing. It's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just I don't,
Critter's just jealous that we're seeing
I
another
am.
therapist.
Yeah, cycle.
To be fair, you guys are
Critter
each
in my
a
head is
therapist.
Tobias Funk.
Yeah.
The world's first psychoanalyst and therapist, an anal rapist, if you would.
That's what it says in my CV.
Are we ready to continue?
Yep.
Amazing.
Oh, that's the
So you guys are speeding towards the Chimera as Quintus seems to be speeding towards where the submarine formerly was. What would you like to do?
run.
Cool.
Well, not run. I think we should like.
Casually walk, but quickly.
Are we Are we is the coastline that we're walking? Is it flat-ish?
I think you're going westwards away from the coast at this point, back towards the woods.
But are we going up?
Yeah,
Like,
I think
is it-
so.
is it-
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not silhouetted against it then.
No, you're not.
That doesn't mean much when we can all have night vision stuff. So I think Tora will hit the deck
Okay.
and start army crawling.
Just say, like, yeah, how visible would we be? Is there
Currently,
anything to hide behind?
well, you're coming up to the trees now. If you dash, you could probably get to the edge of the woodland, but you don't really have anything lit, as far as I'm aware. So, night.
Oh no! Tora quickly puts out his low stick.
I'm lit.
Yeah, I don't think you guys would be too visible, and I'll be honest, I think these guys' focus is probably on where the sound came from rather than this woods at the edge of town.
Okay.
But it's good to be
Yeah,
cautious.
hurry to the
Yeah.
woods.
Thinking back to, you probably should have removed the explosive armament from that submarine before you blew it up.
Tora would like to pull out his gun and check that the safety's not on, and then realizing that the gun never had a safety and puts it back.
Perfect. Yeah, you put it back carefully. Yeah, I think after maybe an hour of quite frantic speed walking, you get to where the Chimera was. Once again, Tora, to see your security defense system in absolute wreck is heartbreaking. But it does appear to be how you left it. The Chimera is there, locked, of course, but everything else is as normal. There is a small tree that has been bent over the hull of it. There is camo netting over the top of it so that it would be at a distance pretty invisible.
And
in
can
comparison to the
I
rest of the woodlands.
use my survival skills to see if there's been, because I always forget that Tora's a big game hunter, isn't he? That can I like try to inspect the area to see
So
if there's
this would
been.
technically be a security role.
Oh,
Are
shit.
you checking for tracks though, or are you like?
Yeah,
checking
I'm
to see?
checking.
Okay.
I'm checking for like animal tracks and
Okay.
or like.
Give me a survival roll. I think I would give you a bonus usually, but this would be flat
Ooh.
because you're in at night. But yeah, I reckon you find some deer scat and some deer tracks and the paw prints of what looks like some kind of small canine, like a fox. But other than that, nothing. Foxes are borderline; they're not dogs.
Doesn't matter to Tora.
The track appears cold, unfortunately.
Is it a demon fox?
There are no demons here.
Okay.
That's a
Always
very good roll.
good to be safe.
Nice to go.
Why is your
But yeah.
demonology so low if you studied?
He studied it, but not
That's
well.
what I was saying.
What's it based off of? Intelligence? That explains it.
Yeah,
My intelligence is only 25.
because it's scholastic law, I think. It's like you remembering.
It's a forbidden law, this one, not a scholastic one.
Oh, okay.
But they're both intelligence based, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
I could mix off my fellowship, which is a lovely 4, if that makes a difference.
But yeah, it seems untouched other than the foul hands of foxes. But yeah, the Chimera seems to be as normal. What would you like to do?
I throw my diving suit in the back.
Cool. Clang. It goes into the boarding hatch.
I throw BGZ into the back.
Clang. He walks politely into the back and takes a seat in the crew compartment.
I slowly turn around and lock eyes with Rufar.
Tora looks over and nods and starts walking up behind him as well.
I'm going to continue the fast walk pace into the Chimera.
What do we roll to grab?
User entered your channel.
He's too quick.
I wanted to be
hello,
like
Dark.
this.
We're playing
Hello.
Dark Heresy right now.
Oh, should I not
I just
be here?
imagine it's like
No,
that
no, you
scene
can.
from The
We can,
Fresh
but it is being
Prince.
recorded.
Yeah, just so you know, we're recording, so please do not say the N word, fuck, or bugger.
You know,
Ah, fuck.
I was gonna come in here and say, you ever have a shit so bad that you forget who your parents are? So that was like the worst of what I was gonna go for. I
Okay.
think.
fair
That's
enough.
incredibly offensive.
That is.
Do you ever shit so much
I'm
you
part
kind
shit,
of
how
worry
dare
about
you.
grinding your jaw? Like you're clenching really hard and you're like, man.
Oh, yeah, like
I was
this
thinking
proper
that.
burning away.
When I went-
I get what you mean.
When I went to the
I don't have
toilet
any
after
teeth
we had
left.
that 5-minute break, I went to the toilet. I thought, man, I've been grinding my teeth. I realized I could have been DMing for you cunts. That I've just been here going, as I've been doing it. So, yeah. So you guys get back into the Chimera just fine, and boop, boop, you unlock it, and the engine is working. Where would you like to go?
Back the way we came.
I think.
I'm about to
Do
say
we
drive back home, but home's a spaceship, so I don't know how far this can drive.
do we
So-
get in touch with Mr. Alleyway?
That is
Oh,
probably a good idea. He did tell you to get in contact with him once you were on your way back. I will say you've got 2 routes you can go once you get back onto the Martyrs Road and away from Scarbin. You can either go back on the woods where you came, which, looking at the current fuel amount, Let me just quickly refresh you guys on this.
Can we ring some of the Prometheum that is covering Orthamiel
I
into
don't
the
think
tank?
so.
I mean, like, there's still some in the flamer, isn't there? Or is
There's
that
a little bit. You could use it. It wouldn't be the most efficient.
Mm.
So you can go to the woods, which would be a longer journey, which would take you 2 days. The fuel would probably run out around 20 miles from the drop zones. You'd have to hike the last stretch on foot in around the day. Alternatively, you can go on the road, which will be all driving all the way, but it's a main road, so your mileage may vary. So yeah, you came in on the woods.
And what kind of fuel do we need?
Prometheum, technically any dry carbon like wood will burn. It's just not as efficient as the actual fuel that the Chimera's got stocked.
And if we went into, say, the warehouses district, would there be sources of fuel in there?
There would potentially be, however, it is currently around 9 o'clock at night.
Don't tell me what the time is, just answer the question.
Yes, there is there. However, currently it's locked up and probably under guard.
As if that stopped us before.
Alternately, would there be any fuel, you think, over at the Grox farms? Oh, come on, that can't have been that stupid of a question.
You did pass some Grox farms on your way in.
I'm wondering. I thought
fuel is what he's asking.
For like tractors and shit, right? So we'd be able to, commandeer that. It's not going to be nearly as guarded, and we'll be able to get home faster, I think.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, see, sometimes I have a good idea.
Yeah.
This is the point when the DM realizes there's some loopholes in his plans.
What I've actually had to do is open up my session notes from 3 Word documents ago to remember what the fuck happens at the farms. So thank you, Critter.
Yeah, sorry.
So your plan is then, after going to the farms and theoretically obtaining fuel, are you going through the woods or are you going on the road?
I think back through the woods.
Okay.
I think through the woods, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you guys go cross country and you head towards Leonard Grox farms. This might be a good time to text Dad.
Oh yeah, we've well.
Can we? How do you make sure there's a secure channel again?
It is a secure channel. It is text based, so type it in and Lane will respond.
Okay.
Who wants to be the ambassador? Never mind.
Everyone's typing at once.
A lot of respect.
So for the recording, these idiots have basically said, "You up? What you doing?" And Lane has said, "Hello, my dear associates."
Dark's going back a little later.
So Lane says the footage has come through, promising. As in, he's not saying that it's currently there, but he's basically got a live stream of the Necron Tomb complex right now.
Okay, that kind of promising. All right.
Yeah.
Just wanted to be clear on that in case,
Yeah.
if it turned out that they were just there, that would be a bit of a...
There's a whole Mechanicus fleet currently in orbit around Skarbin. Good luck getting off planet.
I was kind of hoping that someone does like a Necron version of the Crab Wraith. It just like cuts to what Lane, and it's like all the scarabs like.
Yeah. Oh god, that's got to exist.
Is dead.
This is the thing that every now and then pops up on the Necrontia Reddit page. And yes, I go on the Necrontia Reddit page. Where's it gone? Here it is. Every now and then this pops up on the page.
So, get Necroned.
What did you put it in?
TeamSpeak.
Let's take
this is good. That's a banger.
This is awful.
So Lane has said there's a smoke grenade and ammunition storage for the heavy bolter. Deploy at LZ. Will send shuttle.
Right on.
Yep.
And then he cuts to communication after saying travel safe.
Aw.
Brilliant. So enjoy your meal, you too. Shit.
Why have I never considered the link between Sans and Necrons before?
Oh no, we're in a slippery slope now.
There's an Undertale fanfic waiting to happen.
So, as you approach the main Martyrs Road leading west out of, or northwest out of Skarbin, you come across Lairnot Grox Farms. You know this because there is a sign across the entrance of it saying Lairnot Grox Farms, established millennia 4181.
Legit.
There is a waist-high electric fence surrounding its perimeter.
It's been
touch
around for 200 years, or
You are currently in the Chimera. That's about 20 years.
wow.
So there's a dirt road ahead of you leading towards 3 buildings. There's a small farmhouse, a large barn, and a long metal roofed building, which you assume is some sort of cattle shed. At the far end of the farm is a large field currently without crops growing. I've written my notes like a year ago because it's autumn and that's how agriculture works, you bunch of city slickers. So do enjoy that.
Yeah, nobody
Does this-
questioned the seasons here apart from you, Mr. DM, before you get on our ass.
Does this farm strike you as the sort of place that it's a single father with 3 young nubile daughters?
I don't like the word use of nubile
Do I?
within that.
I don't like it, but I'm curious.
It's a small farmhouse.
2, probably.
Yeah. If you had nubile daughters, it'd be a two-daughter farmhouse. That
Yeah.
one is.
If it was a 2-tier, it'd probably easily be 3. Oh God, I feel disgusting even
So
saying that out loud.
There is a farmhouse, the barn, and the cattle shed here.
And it's what? The sun's gone down, you said? Or is it
It's
going
like
down
10
now?
o'clock at night right now.
It might have gone down by now.
Have we driven the Chimera up to the farm, or have we driven it like a little bit? I think we parked the Chimera around
On the other side of the road, sort of thing.
yeah,
Here?
Yeah. Yep, I like that.
Just
Okay, then
drive it
okay.
up to the front door with the
Yeah.
barrel facing it.
It
Alright.
is currently absolutely pissing it down with rain as well. Like it's hemorrhaging it down. It's not nice.
That's
Well,
perfect cover though.
I'm going to turn to Amelia and say, hey, Amelia, by any chance can your wee spider drone thing go and have a little look around for a tractor or maybe a fuel tank or something where we could requisition some fuel?
Yeah, but we'll need to carry it back.
You can say
Oh, yeah, but
steel
you
as I
need
put
to
my
know where it
cloak
is.
on.
Tora starts to cover himself in mud.
No one's prompted this.
Why?
Just-
Why did you have the mud in the Chimera? Why did you bring that? I can't believe it. You're supposed to knock your boots off before you get in here. What's wrong with you?
We
All
just
the
got a big
shit he's
jar
been
of
having
mud.
in the corner.
Yeah. Oh
A
dear.
jar of mud.
Oh dear.
There was a thing of mud in this little room just here, just off from the.
Oh, I know that. That's artisan wet dirt. I've seen that before.
I
It's
will
very
say,
smelly.
like,
It's very smelly mud.
the road, now and then there is a vehicle leaving Skarbin and going west. However, there's very few actually coming towards Skarbin at this hour. So the road is populated, but it's sort of once every 15 minutes. It's very, very slow. But yeah, what would you guys like to do then?
Is
Well, I'm with you.
there?
We can have a look around if that's what you want first. I mean, I assume you guys, if we're just going to take, you don't want to negotiate.
Yeah. Are
Yeah,
we
it's
going
going to
to?
take. Just purely
Are we
take.
going to steal, or are we going to?
No, we're requisitioning.
Cool.
We're not
I
stealing.
don't. I don't know how to. What?
We're going to requisition this. Where I can't remember. There's a word on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember it. now.
Isn't the requisition the big bad?
No, that's us. That's someone else. I don't want to say out loud.
Wait, we're the requisition.
The Order Zenith of the Requisition. That's who you
the
guys are.
Requitorium.
Requitorium.
The
Inquisitorium.
Requisi Zilaki.
So, Amelia, are you going to deploy your spider drone?
Yeah, sure.
Lovely. Cool. It goes across Martyr's Road and it gets run over by a truck. Never mind. No. You're able to get it inside of the farm just fine. The fence is electrified, but it's it has a hole in the entrance for like cars and stuff to pass in. So yeah, you've got 3 buildings. You've got the farmhouse, the barn, and the cattle shed. I think you guys are just like crouched in the bush looking at this screen as you're doing this.
The barn, I guess, would make the most sense where a tractor would be.
Cool.
I agree.
You're able to sort of squeeze the spider underneath the wet mud underneath the barn door. Inside this tall barn, there are stacks of hay, and in the centre of it is a land crawler, the Imperium's most versatile towing tractor. It looks to be in poor condition with some of the blue paint rusting away. However, next to it, you see, I'd say probably 4 or 5 containers of Promethium fuel.
All right. I'm assuming it's locked and shit, though. The barn itself.
It does have a lock on the front, yes.
Now, if I'm looking at the front, is it like one of those just like a latch sort of thing? Like
It is a padlock.
Oh, Spider's not going to be able to do anything about that.
By padlocks, you mean as in like just like that?
No, as in a D-bar padlock. This has a key that opens it.
Okay.
So I'll bring the spider back, and yeah, so
Okay.
we in the barn we got fuel, but the door is locked.
And by fuel, do you mean like jerry cans of fuel?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
So like, so I could, or
You
so
could
a family
pick these
could
up.
pick one or 2 up by himself. He doesn't need any.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh God, is this one of the ones that were discovered by what's his name?
Yeah, Arkanland.
Acus.
That is correct.
Oh, you fuck me.
But yeah,
I'm
so
just
we
sprinkling old lore to you, or just little every now and then.
Oh dear, is this like Jimmy Space Marine?
It had a model. 40k land crawlers. Let me find one. This is just me flexing that I've been into this shit since fucking 5th edition. Here we go. This is what a land crawler looks like. Obviously, without the turret on top. It's the militarized version.
I just like the idea that the land speeder and the land raider are called that not because they travel on land, but because they were discovered by someone called Land.
Yes. Like the lasgun was invented by Johnny Lasgun.
Oh God.
That's not canon. Please don't take that as
Cool.
gospel. Brilliant. So
Padlock
this-
needs a key, you said, so it's not electronic, it's mechanical.
It appears to be acoustic.
Acoustic. It makes a bit of a tune.
It does.
I mean, what skill is lock picking under? You know.
It would probably be security. Obviously, there's other ways to open a lock other than just picking it.
And we don't have the las cutter anymore, do we?
Why wouldn't we?
No, you
Well-
still do have that.
Oh, we still have one because
Yes.
we had 2, didn't we?
Yeah.
We used one to blow up the sub, didn't we?
No, I was just theorizing if you wanted to do that on a timer
Oh.
rather than just shooting it. So you still have one.
Well, I think security would be the best way to do it, because then we could lock it again afterwards.
That's true. And
So,
here
yeah.
he comes. Hello, Critter. Welcome back.
Hi, sorry.
So, Emilia's spider
yeah.
drone went into the farmhouse, was able to spot a land crawler, which is basically a 40k tractor. There's also a couple of jerry cans of fuel there that would probably be enough to get you back to the LZ in one piece. There is a lock on the door. It appears to be a big padlock, which is locked with a key. They're just theorizing now how to get in. The rain is absolutely pissing down. You guys are in like a little ditch on the side of Martyr's Road, the south side.
Shoot the lock off with the las pistol.
Look, we're going to pick the lock. Why are you so aggressive all the time? All you want to do is destroy, destroy, destroy. This is the issue with you, Critter, as a player. You actually never want to go through like subtle methods of like finding out the correct ways to get through an issue.
I missed you.
All you want to do
I
is
missed
get
you so much,
angry
buddy.
and beat up something.
Who wants to go?
Well, before we go, I'm going to turn to you immediately and say, could you check the farmhouse, see if there's any lights on inside, or like are they asleep, or what's going on
Are
with
there
that?
lights in the farmhouse?
I think there is one light in the top floor.
There you go.
Okay, do you want to move your spider drone a bit closer to see what the one light is? Or just...
What if
It's
we
a lamp.
send in our family to pretend to convert to be like a missionary and say, "Have you heard about the Lord and Savior, the
No,
emperors?"
why don't we just not talk to anybody and get in and get out?
Yeah, so we know where we're going, so let's go.
Yeah, but I just want
Okay.
to make sure there's nobody from like the window watching right now. Like,
There are
Look at the
blinds.
window.
They
Do you
appear
see
to be.
somebody?
I'll take a look
oh,
up with
sorry,
my
I'm not the
scope.
one that has the magical flying drone that can go
This
and
doesn't
check all the way
fly.
over there. So you
Look.
do not fly? I thought it did.
No, it
I'm
just crawls
crazy.
along the floor. So looking at the window, there appear to be blinds that are shut, so you can't really see much beyond them. But there doesn't
Ah,
How
appear
does
to be anyone
from
moving.
so? But Warwick, from the window to the wall.
Yes. Sweat is
How-
dropping down my balls.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
Oh, skeet.
Motherfucker.
How about this? I won't shoot anybody, but I will use my scope to take a look up at the windows to see while you guys are doing the work you got to do.
Who
Does that
here is
okay?
best at picking locks?
First, how many cans are there that we need?
Probably two.
I would say you probably need 2 cans to get all the way to the landing zone without running out of fuel.
Okay. So
there
Just
is
like
a
a Friday,
festive
just like
beach.
a Friday night out for toddler. 2
Exactly.
cans is all you need.
I mean, this, we had to talk slightly out of character here, but I've got security of 1.
Yeah.
So I have
Yeah.
a pretty good chance.
I don't have any security, so I have a pretty bad
Why don't you want to
chance.
talk about it?
What about Tora?
Tora stealthy. Tora come.
That doesn't answer the question.
I
just not.
was reading about the Arkadland. I'm sorry.
What's your security at?
Probably nothing, but I am a stealthy boy.
And
Mine
what
You
does.
can't
does
look at
It
your
is
sheet?
nothing.
Okay. Fine. So yeah. So
what's
then,
Glucose?
Alpha 0.
Okay.
so we're family. Just, you and me go,
Yeah.
and these two keep an eye out.
I like the sound of this plan. It sounds like a
Tora
good plan to
whips
me.
out his binoculars,
Perfect.
starts scanning the area.
You look at
And I'm
around.
gonna press the button and put on my black gray robe.
Nice. Tora, please make a awareness test for me.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm also
Sorry,
going
I
to
have
use
the
my
sheet on
scope to
pop
look.
out, but it just means I have to go back. Do I get a bonus for using my binoculars?
Yeah, I'll give you a +10 bonus. Your magnolia loggers.
My steel magnolias.
Yeah. Cool. You don't see anything out of the ordinary.
I'd like to use a fate because then I
Perfect.
just pass it automatically because that's my thing.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
can
because you
just-
get the bonus on awareness, don't you?
Yeah, I can do nothing escape awareness or inquiry. I can
Cool.
auto pass.
So you see there is a large light set up just above the main door of the barn, which has a small sensor underneath of it.
Oh, like
Like a motion test, a sensor.
The floodlight.
I beep over the micro beats. Okay, like boys. There's a Fuddrucker light above the door.
Actually, looking closer, it is branded. So
It comes from the Further Rocks Green Energy Initiative, where they sponsored farmlands to have more accessible lighting situations
Yeah.
on the.
Well, it's
There's
like
nothing to do with
McDonald's.
green energy.
It's like McDonald's, and we're using 100% Australian beef initiative, and we support
Exactly.
farmers. Fuddruckers, it's like we use at least 0.5% Grox meat, and this is one of the Grox farms we get it from. Boys, there's a Fuddruck light above the door. Can I make a
So-
guesstimate about where the sensor would fall?
the sensor appears to fall kind of outside the door of the barn rather than like the main path in. It's basically to light the way as you're coming to or from the barn.
How good a shot are you, Lothar?
Took a while for my name there, buddy, didn't you?
Yeah.
Do
That's the
we
first
want
time
to
you did
damage
it,
it though? Should we
I-
not see
Yeah,
I
I
what
was
it
gonna
does?
say you properly
I
did
could-
my name right though, so I'm not mad.
How good a shot are you, Logar? But then I
Oh,
thought
you
maybe
almost did it.
Logar not the most appropriate thing to compare you to.
Well, now that you made us aware, can't we spot it?
You have spotted it. You can I suppose try and go very slowly with a stealth roll, or you can try and find another way into the barn.
Well, can your
Take
wee
the
spider droid thing? Well, is there anything on the spider droid apart from a camera?
Basically, just a camera on legs at this point.
So like nothing that could cut a tiny wire.
It's
I
halfway up
want
the
to.
wall.
I've wanted to upgrade it for a while, but I haven't had the chance.
Hmm.
Take the shot.
You can't just keep saying, take the shot.
Just
I
every
was
opportunity.
warned by a certain member of the clergy who told me, hey, maybe don't do so much of the killing, perhaps. So,
Well, you're killing a light.
Who said that?
yeah, I know, but like, oh yeah, that's a good point. That was out of character, wasn't it? I'm sorry. Let me retract that. Look, just because
Do
I can
more
shoot
of the
things doesn't
killing.
mean I always want to shoot things.
I don't
Like
care what you want. Take the fucking shot.
Well,
It's-
maybe he's prepared to take the shot, and then we can try and be stealthy. And if that doesn't work, he then
Oh,
takes the shot.
I can do that.
This detects movement. Would it be like a laser beam tripping wire or what?
No, it's like a floodlight.
Yeah,
It
it's
detects
like a
movement.
floodlight based on motion.
That's just a motion detector.
Okay,
They
so,
bounce.
okay.
It's an infrared. It bounces
Yep.
light off, and then it reads it back. And
Now,
if it
so what
detects
if
a
I
change in
create
that,
a smoke cloud?
It would- oh,
It would not be able to detect any difference in it because that would be the new standard for it.
Hold on, I'm just going to pull up the
I literally
soundtrack for
have that
Metal
on
Gear
my
Solid.
Mecha Dendrite.
Are able to produce a smoke cloud at will, mostly for use in combat. However, I will permit you to be able to do it here. However, due to the rain, it won't last particularly long. You will have to be very quick getting in and out of this barn.
I
Oh.
want to turn the light off.
Okay.
That's what first. That would.
Okay. I'm going to say you're able to shoot it out of your sensor. Sensor being the Vatican-esque burning sensor rather than sensorium. You're able to create a cloud of smoke which the rain quickly penetrates, but you're able to move close up against the barn and just about reach this light with one of your extended mechadendrites. Please make a tech use test to disable this.
Just in case you mess it up, I've got it right here.
Okay. Let's see.
As he's doing that, I'm scaling back the power of my gun.
Okay.
All the way at the bottom.
Technically, long lasers run off of hotshot ammunition, which you're not able to do different power cells.
Actually, they run off of the exact same packs, and that hot shot pack was a one-shot deal.
Actually, if you look at the Imperial Infantryman's uplifting primer, you'll see
I
that
can't because I'm poor.
It doesn't matter. It's fine. Amelia, you were able to successfully disable the light.
The hell was that noise?
That was terrifying.
That was the
It's
light
Magpie going off to work.
Yeah.
Fog like that.
Og's living his best life. He's fucking sat out the back of his house. He's smoking a dart. He's playing some premium role-playing experience, courtesy of yours truly. Like living the absolute fucking dream.
Thanks, Raph.
Oh my god. Warwick, get over yourself.
I
You're
know,
not the only
right?
person here. Yeah.
Gosh, just stick to writing plays. I'll just
Yeah.
There we go.
You just stick to having submarines that don't have submarine bits.
You had a periscope.
Wow.
You're part of the fucking plot, all right? So yeah, you're able
Right.
to successfully disable the light. Now you just need to disable the lock to get in.
And that's
That part I can shoot too.
That would be security.
The target is 50. Oh, I'd have to re-roll,
You
right?
would have to re-roll that rather than just boosting it.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay, use that fate. I'm afraid you're unable to unlock this lock. It remains fast.
Take the shot.
I'm not aiming at the lock.
Do I have to have 1 point of security to try security, or can I do have no
No,
point
you
of
can
security?
try.
Give it a go. You'll have a -20 penalty on it innately, though.
Okay, where is it again? I can't
However,
find it.
you have a history of succeeding on tests that Amelia should have passed. So
Is this
is very
intelligence
true.
or agility?
You're speedily doing the lock.
Either. I think agility is going to be like, it is obvious that this lock has been picked. intelligence is probably doing it subtly in a way that you're able to lock it once more.
Ooh.
I'm
Ouch.
afraid you are unable
Oh my
to
god, a
unlock
5?
this.
You had to roll lower than a 5.
I had to roll lower than a 25.
He
Not
has a
according
negative
to
on it.
this.
No, but he doesn't have training in security, so he's got a
If I use the
Minus
fate,
20.
I get plus 20 bonus.
Oh,
So if I had a 25, I could have gotten it, but because I only got a 5. Oh, but I've got 39, as you say.
so this remains locked.
so it's
What would you
basically
like to do?
like, okay, this is fucked. We're gonna have to break it.
Oh, over here. Gosh, it's almost like that would have been a real good idea just to shoot the lock off. They're gonna notice
Can
it
I-
anyway.
Can I break the lock then?
Lothar,
Yeah, give me a strength roll.
Go fuck yourself.
Can you use your
rude.
eviscerator to pick the lock?
Yeah.
It's been
Look
rusted
at that.
out.
That's I'm gonna fake that, but like
Perfect.
look at that. That's 3.
You basically kick the door in. It's noisy, but it's absolutely open.
Oh, my idea was like I was just like yanking the entire thing down and like
Oh
breaking
yeah,
the.
absolutely. The doors swing open, revealing the landcrawler on the inside. Could I get an awareness test, please, from Lothar and Tora, please?
Can do. I'm using the scope. Any bonuses for that?
Nah.
Okay.
You're like
Just
looking
stop
across the room.
begging for
Not
hats
perception
for it.
awareness. I'm
It's a
sorry.
lovely image of you looking through this scope whilst Tora's
Shit.
at your ear, either side of this ditch, just going, take the shot, take the shot.
Do I
I'm
get a
going
bonus
to,
for my
I'm going to fate that.
monoculars?
So I pass.
No bonus on your binoculars for this one. Cool. You guys don't
Oh
notice
my
anything.
God.
No.
How-
I burned a fate to succeed
Okay.
mine.
How are we rolling so bad on a fucking farm? Like,
I
of
know, right?
everything we've done.
Necron Tomb, absolutely fine. Some dipshits farm badly. Lothar, you notice that another light has come on in the top floor of this building.
That's hot.
Guys, I don't know if you could hear me over him shouting about taking the shot, but you're gonna have company soon. Get in, get out.
Well, doors
Do
open.
you want to see the team speak? Look, bud.
Dog.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh,
Who's this
Oh,
guy?
pup.
Hey,
I love this
hey,
dog.
Bo. Hey, Bo.
Isn't it great that Og's playing a character that hates dogs and wants to kill them? And
Rip it, rip that
Rip
dog.
Rip it in
kill
half,
that
rip the
dog,
dog in half.
kill that dog. Destroy that Dachshund. Obliterate that boxer.
Yes, hello. Hello, yes, hello.
Punch that pit bull.
Lick that Labrador.
Yeah.
Ooh, that had a different
Mm,
connotation
Ryan's
than
that
I was
great
prepared for.
Yeah, the door is open. The light is on.
Critter, what are you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
He's just snorting a line. Don't worry about him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fixated on his fucking toys all the
Yeah,
time.
you fucking
All
models.
right,
Play a real man's game like Dark
Oh, I
Heresy.
saw a video that said, "Don't
I am.
magnetize your models."
You saw what?
Yeah.
All right, well, send me that video and I will laugh at it.
Right.
Have you
That
been
must be
enjoying
what
it
I
so
improve.
far, Magpie?
Yeah.
Did you not? Oh, you can't hear me. Oh. What? Magpie for the entire bit I've been outside has only been able to hear you guys and not me.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh, because
That's
you've
a
muted
shame.
yourself, haven't you?
I have.
Oh. It's okay. He didn't say anything interesting.
Yeah, if anything, it was funny.
So
I'm not gonna.
let's,
I'm lying in bed. Just
let's
So-
grab the thing
Yeah.
and get to the.
I'll show him later.
You need to move quickly. The light is on. The doors are open.
I pick up the 2 jerry cans and I just sprint.
Okay. I'll take it sprint back the way you came, not just through the other doors of the barn.
That would
Wait,
be
this
amazing.
doesn't
Run
do
right
And I'll
into them.
move quickly behind just in case like anything happens. I can
Perfect.
pick it up if he drops or something.
You guys run successfully away from the barn just as the smoke cloud dissipates. And I think you're able to get back to the barn just in time. The light up in the top floor of the farmhouse
Back to
goes
the
out.
barn.
Sorry, back to the sort of ditch on the side of the road where
Okay.
we've got Fuckhead and Slim on
God.
the
I
side.
wish I had a good
Fuckhead.
DM for one
How
night.
dare you?
How dare you?
Sorry.
How dare you
I'm
call
sorry, Raph.
Tora slim?
This is big boys only in this party. Yeah, you guys have succeeded to get 2 cans of Promethium, which should take you all the way up to the landing zone if you were to go through the woods. Perfect. The Chimera is some
Fantastic.
distance away. I imagine you left BGZ next to the Chimera,
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
pay any
Oh,
traffic
yeah.
tickets.
He was the baby driver. He had the engine running.
He was.
He
Yeah.
was the
He
baby
was listening to
driver.
some like
We-
80s, 90s rock, just like
Yeah.
chilling
we
in the...
jump into the Chimera, we point forward, and suddenly it like gets whacked in reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happened. He does a J-turn right there on the spot, and then just...
Yeah, why
raps
isn't
away.
Edgar Wright directing our Dark Heresy game?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
The
It'd be
record
so nice
scratch.
to have,
Yep,
like,
that's
you know,
me.
like an actual competent DM for once. That'd be so lovely.
Oh, I'd love to have
Aw.
competent players as well. Wouldn't that be a dream?
Oh, that's a tall order. I don't know.
Ooh.
You
Yeah, but
guys
you're
are
not
able-
tall, are you?
It's a very valid call out though, isn't it?
I'm
Yeah.
DM. You
I
guys
just like when we
deserve.
have fun together, and I enjoy the company. Really.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
grow
basically a
up,
support
critter.
group with a guise of 40k on top of it. But you guys are back in the Chimera, safe and sound, or as safe as you can be, in this grim dark future. And you barrel down Martyr's Road. You take a sharp right, heading up to the northern road, which leads you back towards the woodland. So this is going to take 2 full days of travel. So this will be quite bitty how we do this.
Can we go back to the diorama we built before for the Chimera?
Oh, let me dig
Oh,
that up
yeah.
from
Oh,
my
yes,
archived
please.
posts. It was under Chimera. Here we go. What a terrible image. Hang on.
Oh, incredibly
Uh,
cursed.
There we go.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, it's like seeing an old
Got
friend,
the-
isn't it? However, with the
Creepy-ass
rain,
Charmander.
the Duolingo owl with the gun is no longer there.
Oh,
It's still there. What are you
Oh,
on about?
The rain, he's gone.
yeah. Oh,
So-
I
where
understand,
do
okay.
Duolingo birds with guns go in the rain?
So, could I get a surface vehicle test, please, from I imagine Amelia, who's the only one with a legal driving license?
Well, as you can see by the diorama, clearly she's driving.
My
She's
feet
still
can't
driving.
reach the pedals.
That's okay.
Oh,
Again, this is a
it's
timing-based thing rather than a speed-based thing. Yeah, timing-based thing rather than you throw a track. The rain has made the road here very,
Wait.
very
Actually,
slick.
hold on a second.
Ooh.
So this is operate, and it's naturally apparently based on agility, but it can
Yeah.
also be intelligence. Why would agility make sense there anyway?
Doing some very, very fast driving maneuvers.
Motorbike.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can stick with the failure, but I guess this is one of the things now that we've noticed.
Yeah.
Gotta
What?
make sure the.
Oh,
If
you
I
can
was
get the
you,
right
I would burn a
stuff.
fate on that, because if I understand right from what work means is if it's agility, it's a bit faster than intelligence. If I'm right.
Yeah,
Agility
intelligence would be
would
following the
seem-
highway code as you're going. Sorry, intelligence would be following
Wouldn't
that.
agility be like, oh, there's a T-Rex chasing us. We
Yeah,
gotta get
that'd
out
be
of here.
that'd be using this quickly.
Yeah.
Intelligence would be using it intelligently.
Isn't that what we're doing
So,
right now,
should
though?
I
Like,
re-roll or
Just
burn
no. If you
No,
just
burn-
fade it,
burn
you'll
fade.
pass it. You're 44 out of 40.
yeah.
I'm just saying if I should re-roll under intelligence, but I guess
Oh.
fine. I'll use a fade.
I'll say use a fate. You can choose which one to use for. Again, if you're using any of them, like try and justify why, and I'm pretty fast on these of that.
Yeah, I
Um,
just noticed.
No,
that
it's
was
a
under
very valid question. I
agility.
had no idea. Yes, you're able to pass this just fine. You soon find the same track you travelled eastwards on some days past. With the past few days of rain, it has become even more muddy than previous, but you are able to travel at a fairly good pace. So after I know, right? After another day's travel, you come across the
The
same
dead
clearing.
mutants.
Yes, well, yeah, you come across the same clearing that you camped in previously. The bodies of the mutants that attacked you appear to have disappeared, leaving just empty bullet casings and shotgun shells in the ground, and the nearly erased tracks of the Chimera being washed away by the rain. There is a patch of scorched earth where the largest of the mutants fell, leaving behind charred soil. I'm going to say you guys have been traveling for a day at this point. It's hard going through the woods, but you are making good progress. Would you like to do anything in this area where you guys fought the mutants?
I'd like to hold the dog tooth that I took from the dog I killed and
Yep.
see if I can feel the presence of other dogs.
Cool. Give me a Psychana roll.
Oh, sorry, what?
He was ready for you on that.
Don't say, "Oh, I want to roll for this," and then Psyniscience.
Where is that even under?
Omniscience is done. Boom.
Boom. Skiddy bap. Let's see. You don't feel any other dogs.
Don't even know if there are dogs.
Are dogs real?
It's hard.
Our dog's real.
Now, Amelia
Is
has
this
been
your dog?
driving for a full day. You've got the option of either having a different driver for the final stretch of this and continuing throughout the morning, or resting here and continuing.
We should
the
gun
next
it.
day.
I think we should be making time out. If that's the case, then
Who's the
I
next
guess
best driver?
yeah. I was gonna. Who would we have?
Have to
I
do
have
Or can
a
I-
pip in navigate
you can
surface.
continue. I'm going to give you 4 degrees of fatigue if you continue.
what does that mean?
It means that you're a little bit exhausted, and if it came to combat, you would get knocked out sooner.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, unless somebody else really wants to drive.
I don't have a driving license. I'm on a provisional still.
My
You
my
skip
feet
that
don't
course
reach
for
the
Brazilians.
pedals.
Yeah. Oh, I
Sorry,
think-
it's a manual. I can't drive it.
Yeah. So hang on, so-
Stick shift.
Amelia's got a license. Ophaniel has got a provisional. Tora.
You drove a
sorry.
fucking submarine, but
Tora had
Tora
a
lost his
license
license.
suspended for drink driving.
Yeah, and Lothar can't reach the pedals. Great. So only one of you can fucking drive. Great.
I've some thing is though,
BGZ.
Well, for
And
this
somehow-
particular vehicle,
Yeah.
by the grace of the Empire though, and by the Emperor though, I've been able to pilot successfully a submarine through intimidation
Well,
tactics.
as we stop and debate for a second, and I guess that I decide, well, fuck it, I'll drink a recaf and keep going. Make a prayer to the machine spirit that it'll help guide me for any mistakes I might make.
Absolutely.
I make a prayer to the Emperor at the
Yeah, I
same
take
time,
half
saying,
my
"Ignore
fatigue,
that."
right? So I've got 8 fatigue, so I'm at 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I think you guys, after the second day of driving, you reach the edge of the woodland. Chimera, it is low on fuel, but you've got just enough in the Promethean that you think you'll be able to get back to the landing zone in peace. Could I get an awareness test from everyone? I know not everyone's looking actively at the Chimera. I imagine a few of you are playing poker in the crew compartment, but like this is to represent you guys moving throughout the chassis, looking around.
I'm sharpening my eviscerator.
Perfect.
Standard, or should I take any?
I think this would be standard.
I'll just say like any penalty for being awake so long.
I see absolutely nothing at all.
Yeah, you're so into your game of poker, I think, in the back here. Cool. So a couple of you notice something in the rain. The rain is still pouring down here. It's making the going tough. But in the distance, you can see on the road heading towards the woods from where your landing zone was, there appears to be a vehicle coming towards you. You can't tell much from this distance, but it appears to have some sort of turret. What would you like to do?
Like all polite four-wheel drivers, I think we should go to the left and get out of the way so they can go down the road.
Stick your hand out the top, signal which way we're going, like a bicycle.
Tora would like to get into the turret just in case.
Okay, BGZ's currently in the turret, so you're gonna have to fight him for it.
Me and BGZ, like these guys in the diary, are sitting next to each other.
Okay.
It's on a lap.
Okay, yeah, you sit in the commander's chair and awkwardly shuffle over and force BGC to step down.
Yes.
Yeah, you're in the turret of the multi-laser now. Perfect. As it gets closer, this appears to be the dark grey of the Enforcers. This Chimera. It's still quite some distance away, but this is basically the same kind of vehicle that pulled up outside the Manufactorum a couple of days past.
And we're still in the forest right now.
You've left the forest. You're on the road.
Okay.
Can turn back into the forest. You're not sure if they've noticed you yet.
Well then, yeah. Assuming this has all been passed along that we've seen it, I can be like, maybe we should go back to the forest and stay a bit more under the cover of the bush.
But if
I
they
would
have
agree.
seen, if they have seen us, that's suspicious.
Oh, what? Okay then. So if they have seen us, the obviously not suspicious Chimera that's just wandering through a big road.
Why would a
They-
Chimera be suspicious?
I
Because it's
can list many different reasons why this
I'll
would look
turn
suspicious.
into the forest.
We might want to go to the forest, yeah.
As you did to the forest, me and Tora are just kind of at each other's necks. Going like, Chimera
Lothar is
is
stuck
very
his head up
suspicious.
between him and Tora and BGZ.
I'm just like right here, like on my back, like screaming up at him. Like,
Say it to
I
my
want to be
face, you're gonna lie down. My face as I'm lying down.
So you bring the Chimera into a full reverse and you go back into the forest. I think looking down the road, the Chimera of the Enforcers seems to have pulled over for a second, and an individual seems to have popped out of the top hatch of the turret, and then another one seems to have come out of the boarding ramp at the back and standing by the side of the vehicle. They're probably about 100 meters away. You're kind of quite hidden in the forest right now. It looks like one of them is taking a leak. Obviously, the one that's not in the turret, that'd be weird if he was just pissing over the crew compartment. But yeah. What would you like to do?
We could attack them now while we have the element of piss on our side.
Well, they don't know we're here. Should we just not keep going?
It's a little rude to interrupt a guy when he's pissing. What do you think?
Why
Shot.
cause a problem?
I don't even have my long legs in my hands. I'm in the compartment sitting next to you.
Oh, I'm saying that to BGZ.
Oh. Aren't you on the multi-laser now?
Oh, shit.
I
doesn't
love that you're
doesn't
still
quite
yelling
know
at
how to
BGZ
fire
to
it.
take the shot, though. That's amazing.
He's trying to convince BGZ to tell him to say, it's like, all right, what I need you to do, I need you to tell me, take the shot.
BGZ says so in binary that you don't understand.
I don't know.
What did he say?
What?
Was that 1001 or was that 1100?
Tora pulls out his little notebook and writes down the ones and the zeros with BGZ looking over his shoulder to correct him later.
BGZ just
It's
shakes his head.
It's just that day where there's just all the numbers flying around the person's head.
The Pythagoras theorem is
But yeah,
input.
we should just stick to the forest and make a little wide berth around them.
Cool.
There's one thing I love
interact?
is wide berths.
So the gentleman appears to be done pissing. You assume they're a gentleman because they're standing, or either that or a very brave woman. But they get back into
Shiwi, bud.
Chimera. Oh yeah, it's fucking 41st millennium. Shiwi's this.
Oh, yeah.
They got back into the Chimera, and she begins to drive it back down the road towards you guys. You kind of reverse all right back into the forest. You are quite a well camouflaged Chimera. I think you've probably still got like the camo netting over it. So I think, luckily, they pass you without any issues. Though they appear to be going back on the road that you guys came in on. As you guys head back on the road and you head westwards, the rain is still relentless. But I think after another couple of hours of quite tired driving from you, Amelia, you get back to the landing zone. It is the hillock that you started on. The transport crate that the Chimera was deployed in has it's still here. It's just like the walls of it have just kind of been just knocked around by the wind a little bit. It's just more detritus here.
Tora pulls the pin of the smoke grenade while in the turret.
Okay, cool. You need to let go of it first for it to actually deploy, but you've absolutely pulled the pin. BGZ looks at you with an expression that you are unable to read because he's welded into his helmet.
What does the direction his chin pointing tell me?
He's pointing it at you, and then he opens the hatch above his head.
Tora, can you hold this for me? And Tora releases the handle of the smoke grenade as he passes it to BGZ.
BGC gives you a dry slap across the face with his metallic arm and grabs the smoke grenade.
Let me just roll a 1d4 to see how many inches of erection I get.
Pretty fucking painful. BGZ then opens the hatch.
I've got a half chub because of it.
Oh, nice. BGZ opens the hatch and he just yeets this smoke grenade and it arcs in this beautiful billowing purple smoke across the plains. And it
What direction does it go?
It lands onto the hillock.
Does it go backwards or forwards?
It goes forwards towards where this hill was. Nothing happens for a while. There is this purple smoke streaking across the moor in the rain. But yeah, nothing happens for around 30 minutes, and then your Vox speed picks up. This is Shuttle 4 for the Ipcrest Shore Leave team. I have your position. Do you read over?
Jokes on you, I can't read.
Roger that. And then, looking to the skies, an Arva shuttle descends to blast from its thrusters, sending the smoke billowing. Its lights illuminate the grass with a brilliant shrine, and it soon lands, and the boarding ramp lowers. It's time to get out of the Chimera.
Oh, we're not taking the Chimera with us?
Well, it has grav clamps, but it can't. Basically, if you want to be lifted through the void of space through a vehicle that's not airtight, that's on you.
This seems a waste of the Emperor's good
They're going to
resources.
pick it up afterwards. It's got grav clamps. It'll be fine.
Do you
No.
know how many of these we blow through in a given operation?
gonna-
Please.
You're going
No,
back
do
to the
you?
Ipcress. Do you want to just stay in the Chimera in the void of space and hold your breath? Is the question.
No, Dad.
I mean, like,
Okay.
is this a challenge or is this an option?
You guys
Because you
already
did
had
grab
issues
that
with
one
shuttles before.
I'm going to get out. I'm going to get into the Chimera.
Perfect.
I mean, not Chimera. I'm going to get into the
We'll get in the
Xpod
shuttle as well.
shuttle.
You get
Yeah.
back into the shuttle. Lovely. Once you're all back in, the shuttle lifts off the ground, and soon after you hear foul metallic clangs as the grav clamps are deployed, lifting, the Chimera. You ascend quickly, clearing away from Scarbinch, the rain, Birmontia, and what lurks beneath the surface. In around 2 hours of in-system time, you are back on board the Ipcress. Lane awaits you in the hangar bay, and he smiles at you as you exit. The Chimera has also been dropped here just fine.
I smile back.
He returns the smile. Lane says, "Well, I must say, I'm impressed. You'll get some rest. Meet me in my office tomorrow morning and we'll head up to the astropaths. For now, we'll be getting out of here as soon as we can, so prepare for warp travel." Brilliant.
Is the Chimera in the hangar yet?
The Chimera's, it gets dropped in the hangar, and then the shuttle kind of banks to the side and then drops down for you guys.
Did
I
the
take my diving
Charmander
suit out the
survive
Chimera.
the travel?
Cool. You take the diving suit out. It's absolutely fine. What was that, Og?
Did the Charmander survive?
I'm afraid not.
Oh.
He's lost to the warp.
Some desiccated travel
Oh.
in the air.
When it travelled through space, his tail burnt out. No more oxygen to burn on it.
So sad.
Oh, that's terrible.
So
And
you
yeah,
guys
very
are back
fitting.
on board the Ipcress. Lane has told you to prepare for warp travel, and to meet him in his office tomorrow morning. Your body clocks are telling you it's time to sleep, especially you, Amelia. What would you like to do?
I'm going to
Before I
hang
go to
up
the
this
gym.
diving helmet on my wall.
Perfect. Yeah, I think you go over to your room or family, and you're able to mount the diving helmet onto the wall. It's a lovely, unique talking point. You know, if you have any guests around, that'd be a lovely thing to discuss over dinner.
For some reason, people ignore my rooms, or they just seem to forget that I'm here so much. Like nobody really comes in that much.
Maybe it's the wax.
Maybe nah, it's not the wax. Can't be the wax.
Fandra's room's slowly getting smaller as the wax builds up on the floor and the ceiling gets closer.
It's becoming more and more like circular cross section.
You have to
because it's
slouch
all-
to walk in.
The best part is eventually you can just light one wick in the center of your room and a giant candle.
That's what I do now. I have like a portable wig with me, and I just like chuck it like a javelin into the far corner.
What would the rest of
That's
you
so
guys like
dumb.
to do?
Oh,
Tora would like to check the security arrangements around his
Around his what? Sorry.
toilet.
Cool. Other than the grenade that's since gone, it appears to be as you left it.
No evidence of toilet squats.
No evidence of toilet squats. Thank the Emperor.
Tora puts a little like line on the mirror with a whiteboard marker.
Perfect. Amelia, what are you doing?
sleep.
Cool. You hit the hay pretty quickly. You see BGZ go up the elevator. You imagine it is to return to his garden up on the top deck, or the deck above this one. Lothar, what's happening?
Lothar's gonna hop to the armory real quick, slap his magazines into the charging ports.
Yep.
Hang up the long las in his room, disrobe, hot shower, straight to bed.
Perfect.
Are they like USBs? Do you always put the cartridge in the wrong way the first
yeah,
time and
it's-
you
it's
flip it
fucking
and
Yeah,
it
it's
turns
a
out?
USB too. So like
That's-
if you put it
yeah.
in the wrong way, you'll snap all the little like the prongs are in the
That's-
inside.
That's what half of the Adeptus Mechanicus is about. Is just getting it right first time. It's a real big prayer. Cool. So as you guys are drifting off to sleep, The ship shudders as the warp core fires, the Geller field flickering into life. Were this any other operation, your frequent travel would become routine, but every time you travel, it feels different. This time, the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, and the bile rising in your mouth tastes of burnt flesh. The ship shoots forward into the warp towards the conclave. It's a brand new morning on the Ipcress. It's a lovely shining day if there were windows that were open and the sun was existing as you're traveling in the warp. You've got a breakfast date with Lane. Is there anything you guys would like to do before then?
Or would like to go to the gym and do his workout with BGZ.
BGZ's not there. He's currently in the garden. However, there is the servitor he rigged up as a kind of impromptu arm wrestling machine.
Tora would like to practice arm wrestling against the servitor for half an hour.
I'm going to make a single strength test to see how this goes for you. You make one as well.
God.
I just want to see a fucking.
I win by 2.
You win by 2. Very nearly, you manage to clinch this victory against the servitor. And you build up a sweat before you start heading over to Lane's office.
I want to be nice and stinky.
Absolutely. Anything the rest of you guys would like to do?
I think Lothar knows that this is going to be a business breakfast, which usually means that we're not actually going to be eating, but the food will be there and it'll get cold. You won't actually want to have to eat it anyway. So he's going to go to the kitchen quick to grab something and finish that off quick before heading over to the office.
I think so. What are you eating in the kitchen?
I would love to say eggs, but frankly, it's you know what? Actually, is there any spam?
Yeah, I think there's absolutely some kind of. If anything survived to the 41st millennium, it's spam.
Okay, good.
There's a weirdly high amount of it on the ship, actually. But yeah, you're able to grab a couple of tinnies.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'll go grab a couple of tins of spam, or just, as this is now a podcast, to avoid copyright, SMAP its competitor. And I'll slice it thin, fry it up real quick, and just kind of unwind with a nice hot cup of recap at the same time, and then hop on down to the office.
Or Famio, is there anything you would like to do before your business meeting?
Well, before I go to my thing, is spam a company name or is spam a thing?
I think
Good question.
It's a proper noun, but also I think it's a trademark of the.
It's a trademark.
I'm pretty sure it's.
Yeah.
Is it like an actual company? Is it like a?
Let's see.
Does somebody make spam or is spam? Do spam make spam?
Spam is a brand of canned cooked pork made by Hormel Foods Corporation. Yeah. So I'm afraid that is copyright. So thanks for demonetizing this video.
Damn! Like, comment, and subscribe if you
as if
hate
this is
copyright.
going to be anything other than unlisted.
Fair.
I mean, we could get sponsored by Hormel.
Yeah.
We could. This is the episode that would do it.
Hormel spam.
Is this a pilot?
Their ham is pretty good, though.
The pilot was last episode without.
Oh, I hate spam so much. I actually despise
spam. Not the spam, but the actual ham.
Oh, I've never had the ham. I don't know. Well,
I used to work at a deli, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Why have you never sent me any meat in post?
Yeah, give me that meat.
Why have I not come down the steps of my flat and seen a big box of meat from my friends in America?
Work at a deli.
You don't leave the deli life truck.
The deli life.
I want to believe that I can still measure like a quarter, half pound to a pound with just my hand. It's
like riding a bike,
Follow your dreams.
You never forget to measure meat.
But it was cool.
Fabio, what are you doing this morning?
Yes, sorry for putting that bit off tangent there.
That's what this is for.
So Fabio, I think, as I said earlier, he goes up and after dropping off his new prize, his new centerpiece in his room, he'll instantly go to the chapel, get down on one knee or two knees, whatever. I don't know if there's any kind of thing there.
To the emperor.
He does. He wraps out from his suit absolutely nothing because he needs nothing to show the emperor his love. And he says, "Dearest emperor, guide us in these uncertain times. We have gone against one of your own ilk, and we hope we are doing only what you guide us to do in these difficult times."
Unprecedented, one might say.
Make the sign of the Aquila, but you hear nothing in response.
Yeah, as I always do. But then, I make some eggs and I have some food.
Oh, delicious. Amelia, what are you doing before your meeting with Mr. L?
Well, I'm just gonna grab a coffee and head down.
Lovely.
Not
You have a
sure
nice-
if he's gonna have anything.
You grab a nice mug of
there or not.
recaf, and then you head down to breakfast with Lane. So Lane's large desk has been covered with a wonderful breakfast spread. There are some eggs, Brock's bacon, strawberries, grapes, and all manner of genteel nibbles have been arranged with great care. Lane himself is finishing off a mug of recaf when you enter. Oh, please, take a seat. We've got a lot to talk about.
No, you have a lot to talk about.
Well, I will be asking questions, so it will be a kind of I ask, you answer kind of thing.
Then
Understand?
when do I ask?
You could ask as well. Take a seat.
I
Is
pick
there
up a
food
tea.
on the table?
There's what? Sorry.
Is there food? There's food on the
Oh
table.
yeah, it's like a breakfast. It's like a
a
continental
breakfast
breakfast
buffet. Okay,
Yeah.
Tori starts eating.
He gets like fucking fist deep in a croissant.
Oh, the pancakes.
Oh yeah, there's pancakes, baby.
Oh, all family doesn't like pancakes.
Does it
shit.
have Futterup? Does it have Futterup?
Nice.
They're waffle
Oh,
machine.
Yep.
I can never figure this out.
Does it have Futteruck's non-gelatinous, non-plant-based cake syrup?
Unfortunately, there's like a weird branding deal, so it has to have that on it.
Oh.
So that is there.
Non-gelatinous, non-plant-based. So meat syrup.
Both for all.
Tora's literally pouring Vegemite.
So,
God.
so Lane's there. He's looking at a data slate whilst eating his grapes with the other hand. He's a very dexterous individual. He says, "I'm just looking at the footage from the tomb here. It's a live feed. Wow, it's very impressive. What did you find there?"
Necrons.
He drops the data slate in shock and looks at your family. Really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I felt a little bit out of body experience going on when we were down in the tomb.
Did you
I
feel
don't
like
know,
you were
like,
actually
Communing
there?
with the
I
Emperor.
know I was there. I know what happened. I just feel like I was kind of watching it happen rather than actually
Guided by the
experiencing it
Emperor the
happening.
whole time.
It
But
happens
I
to the
don't know
best of
what
us.
was. It might have been the beans. It might have been something else. But for whatever reason, I just kind of wasn't quite there in spirit.
I completely understand.
Might have been
I'd say
the
most
beans, I heard
importantly, we
that.
found this cannon that they were working on.
Yeah, I can see that. It's very impressive. And he kind of spins it round to you to show that the scarabs are continuing to work on the cannon as if you were never there. And then he says, now, another question. Would anyone on Scarbint or the tomb be able to recognise you under interrogation?
Yes.
Okay. Could you expand on that, please?
We made good friends with Dockmaster Quintus.
I don't know if
Nice.
we made good friends.
I don't know if I'd even say friends, actually.
This man Quintus would probably recognise us.
There is this one 10-year-old that would probably recognize me.
Oh wait, oh yeah, the child.
By face, but not by name. We went under alias.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I also did talk to like the entire ecclesiarchy that was on the surface.
I see.
Did we get the business card back?
Oh, but look, we got my business card back before
Well,
you.
that's a relief.
Oh,
That would be
that.
very important. Do you believe?
Also,
that
can I get
Avril-
some more business cards? I'm out.
Yeah, I'll get those printed for you. Don't you worry. What do you think Avila would be able to talk to these individuals, and they'll be able to recognise you by sight alone?
I don't think they speak Tech Priest.
You do realise Avila speaks Low Gothic, right?
Oh,
She spoke to you.
I'm sorry,
in
what?
Gothic.
I mean,
Nah, because whenever we've seen Avila, she's always talked to Amelia, and they both speak Tech Priest.
Right. Okay.
it's possible, but I don't know how big of an impression we made. I personally took some steps to change my appearance as well as name.
Would it be preferable for you if I sent down a kill team?
Yes.
So that'd be
To be on the
Quintus,
safe side, yeah.
The entire ecclesiarchy.
The entire ecclesiarchy based on Scarbint. That would be preferable.
A 10-year-old.
Well, to be honest, the only actual priest I talked to was I talked to the head priest, and then he sent me off with one of his acolytes. but I
so-
can't remember which one of the acolytes he sent me off with. So we probably have to kill all the acolytes anyway.
Okay,
We just
so
burn the church down.
so head priest, all the acolytes,
Yeah.
dockmaster, and
Yeah.
also a 10-year-old. Could you be more specific on that last point
He
there?
had very vicious eyes.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, wait, we can't talk. We can't forget. Amelia got the job for about 8 hours or so. So probably her boss.
Congratulations.
Actually,
Oh.
I think that's the least to worry about. I was just
Also,
another passing tech priest as far as they were concerned, because I actually concealed myself.
there was the guy that served us at the Futterucks down there. Very lippy guy. Wouldn't give me more crayons. I'd just kill him anyway.
Right, you understand that this is not a power to be used lightly, Tora.
But we
This
we
is
were
to make
there.
sure that you
We
don't
had
get
a
stabbed.
meal, the four of us, at a Futterucks. He was there.
You understand this is to make sure that some Skitari infiltrator doesn't stab you in the anus next time you're planet side, not just to eliminate people you don't like.
No, I'm simply saying, all four of us were together there. He might be able to recognize us. So I think we kill him just in case.
Right, I'm not adding him to the list.
But then I could give, if you could give the kill team this crayon, and just before they execute it, they could be like, "This is for the crayon," and they drop the crayon in front of him, then shoot him.
Wait, they're not. No, that's not how that works.
But oh, sorry
Quintus
guys, like the
and
piling scrambled eggs inside him.
Quintus and select members of the ecclesiarchy will be dealt with. You have my word. It also makes my job easier to not have any of these loose ends. Perfect. Now on to Avila. What sort of message should we relay to Avila? We can send either something specifically to her, we have her approximate location, or we can send a broad distress signal to her local area. Which one would be preferable?
I think we send a broad distress signal that's a little bit encrypted, but like not enough that they couldn't break through, about concerns that civilian population on Scarbrant are using Xenos technology, because there was a weird ring of people using them energy. And I pull out the Necron energy crystal from my pocket that I took from the fish.
Oh, nice. So it's like
Yeah, it was so we think there was a smuggling ring involved with these, and this is very clearly them spooky skeletons.
I understand. We can make sure that the Death Watch understands that is a false alarm and not to go after it, because whilst it would be probably a very interesting conflict, I'd rather the Death Watch does not suddenly stumble across Avila while she is planet side following your tricks.
Could Tora would like to raise his hand?
Hello, yes, Tora.
Could the Death Watch kill that guy from Futterucks for me?
You understand what the Death Watch is for, Tora?
No, not really.
As it
To be
would
fair,
have
they
to,
do kill people, like, and he is a person.
So I hear death.
They are specifically for killing fast food workers who have wronged you. It was actually it's a coalition of Space Marine chapters that was established for your purpose. And then Lane gives a very tired look to the rest of you.
I'm going to be chomping on a piece of the bacon. Like, I don't think that's true.
I'm having some samp.
Tora's
It's
having
really
a
good
great
food.
day. This is the best. This is Tora's best day ever.
Perfect.
What do you guys think though, as far as people that need to be killed though, right? Like the whole factory thing, that's like the main center of, all that something was stolen and blah blah blah, right? But at the same time, they have no clue who anybody is.
You guys
Cameras
were
were
disguised.
off. I was just another tech priest. That I also didn't look like what Emilio and what Avila would be
would
looking
remember you
for.
looking like, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, thinking about it, how common are tech priests?
Fairly, but like to the average Joe Dog's body, they all would look quite similar. They probably couldn't tell different Forge worlds apart, other than slightly different robe colors. But they're not going to be recognizing specific symbols or like, oh, this person's a biologist, this person's a Lex Mechanic, that sort of thing.
And did you have your black cloak on, Drop or Mira?
I mean, I don't think it was
Drop.
ever
I think
ever
you
said.
defaulted
Yeah.
to your
Probably-
Martian one, but
yeah,
to be
it was
honest, that is
probably
the
red.
most common tech priest in the galaxy. So like, you know,
Well, the thing about it as well.
They would have seen a white-haired, red-robed tech priest with. I mean, they would at least notice the one arm being mechanical. But like, is that even something worth mentioning
That's,
on a tech priest?
like that's so common.
Yeah, and named Annette.
Thing was, I really doesn't actually know what I look like personally because I've not
Well, you
seen
lost
her.
your face.
Yeah, I've also lost my face. So
That's true.
Lothar is the only other one. Yeah, and Tora is,
Yeah.
so it's only Lothar.
So the solution would be to just kill Lothar then.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Oh,
I feel like the Ecclesiarchy is probably fine, to be honest. I'm most worried about Quintus myself.
Are you certain for the Ecclesiarchy then?
Let's just abduct.
Yeah,
Quintus.
no, like
Okay.
the more I think about it, like she's not seen me since. Well, the last time one of her agents saw me was before my face melted, didn't it?
I'm very sorry to hear that. Yes. Lane very quickly scribbles out about 20 names that he'd written for the Ecclesiarchy stuff.
Can
The
Tora
Emperor protects
attempt to
somehow.
sleight of hand the list off of Lane?
Or to add the worker from the.
As in to take the data slate out of your boss's hands.
Yeah, stealthily.
You can absolutely fucking try. Do this with a -30 penalty, please.
Where's my sleight of hand?
I cannot wait to see what this looks like without -30.
It's
It's like the only person that we really spoke
The-
to that much that would possibly. Jesus Christ.
I think Lane very obviously notices you taking it. He's not going, oh, where's my data slate gone? You take it out of his fucking hand, and I think he throws the fistful of grapes he had at your face.
How is that the best rule of the day?
Oh my god.
Magpie was asleep.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
sorry, Magpie.
Oh.
Tora, could you give me back my data slate, please?
Oh, kitten, it's okay, bud. Sorry.
Tora quickly writes Butterut guy at the bottom of the list
Okay.
and hands it back.
Lane takes it back and just sighs dramatically at you. So, no to the Ecclesiarchy, yes to this Dockmaster, yes to Mr. Fadaruk, and I'm not
think
doing the
that's-
10-year-old child. Like, I have very few morals, but just a child that has wronged you, Tora, I think that's a...
No,
That's
he would recognize me. He's a clever 10-year-old.
He tapped into a secure line.
He tapped into a secure line.
Well, who am I to doubt my acolytes, he says, writing down
Our
the 10-year-olds.
secret communiques.
Nobody knows how it happened, but on the morning of March the 16th, 2041 or whatever, all 10-year-old children died.
We make
like
it seem
King
like
Herod.
Quintus. We make it seem like Quintus was a paedophile, and he cooked the 10-year-old boy out into the water, and then killed the child, and then felt so guilty he killed himself.
Yeah, as Tora's going up, I'm just gonna fucking shove a burrito in his mouth.
Lovely. So Lane then turns to the rest of you, and he says, brilliant. So, distress call, generally just saying, we believe there is xenotech in use by the population. General broadcast, make sure the Death Watch know not... Oh, Og's gone.
Yep.
Oh,
You there,
am I
Rob?
back?
It's
Hello?
just his video. He's good.
Okay. So general
Oh.
broadcast, make sure the Death Watch know.
Let me see your data slate for a second.
Okay, he says, and hands you his data slate.
So I'm just gonna
He
plug
writes
in.
second
I'm
10-year-old
gonna
boy.
plug in and put the information from the ship.
Okay.
I was just saying. So this is a ship that's nearby the location. So perhaps after you take care of Quintus, maybe leave this information on the desk, so it might be something that clues her into the right direction.
That is a very good idea, Avila. I will make sure I do that.
Oh yeah, Avila is here. You called me affluent.
Oh, sorry. That was very embarrassing. Sorry, she's on my mind right now. Anyway, Lane stands up from his chair. Says, "Who wants to go see an astropath?"
Not me.
Oh, I don't believe in an
I
astropath.
do. Which one are we gonna see?
Wait,
Come
I was she Viridius again. What, how would you hit him? Yeah.
It'll be fun. And then he opens the door and leads you out of the office.
Okay, I follow.
Tora.
I'm still eating bacon. No, I'm just kidding. Follow him.
Tora picks up his shirt and like pulls it up like a bag, and like kind of like scrapes some of the baked pastries into it.
You said it was a continental breakfast, didn't you?
Yeah.
I pick up some like the slices of meat and like hold them like in my hand like that.
I pick up the waffle iron and bring it with me.
Lovely.
Lane turns around and sees the biggest fucking.
He turns around and lets out a sad smile as he looks at his best and brightest on the Empress.
Well,
a
best
tech
yes.
priest and 3 people trying to smuggle food out of an office he's just provided.
Really?
Excuse you, I'm just
smuggled.
smuggling equipment.
Yeah. So Lane leads you up to the deck's elevator, which is this bit just over here. His fingerprints scanning one of the buttons near the top of the panel. You feel the lift move upwards at quite a speed. You reckon the choir is probably near the top of the ship. The door slides open and you begin walking down a long hallway. The walls here are a pristine pastel, almost sterile in their cleanliness. You see signs leading towards dormitories, canteens, but Lane leads you straight down the corridor towards a tall, golden door. Either side are 2 stormtroopers you do not recognise, their helmets painted white. They salute Lane and the door begins to open. Lane quickly turns to you all and in a hushed whisper says, please be polite to the astropaths.
Right.
Beyond the door is a large circular hall, the ceiling spiralling up above you further than you can see, layered in hexagrammatic wards that twist and shift as your eyes try to focus on them. The smell of incense reaches your noses and your ears all pick up on a minute humming sound that always seems to be right at your ear. When you turn, there's no one there. Before you stands a choir, dressed in white hooded robes with only their mouths visible. The mouth of one of the Voidborn astropaths seems slightly familiar. In front of them all is an elderly woman, similarly dressed in white but with gold finery. Her hood is down, her eyes are milky white. She turns to Lane. "Good morning, Lane."
It's the queen.
It's the queen.
Lizzie, is that you, mate?
Choir Master Telepathica Rosanna, these are my acolytes. Lane then does something you've never seen him do, which is to bow respectfully. "What happened to Meg?" she says. He says, "Dead. Croaked." "Well, that's unfortunate. Well, it's good to see you all." She smirks slightly. You remember that her eyes are a milky white clouded by cataracts. Lane then says, we need a message sent." "What's the message?" And then Lane turns to you and raises a hand to suggest the message.
Tora goes to open his mouth, then thinks of it and puts a croissant in it.
What will be the wording?
Yeah, do you need specific wording here?
Imagery or symbols we can also transmit?
Right, you're like out of character wise, like is this
Yep.
can we like talk amongst ourselves for a bit about this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What I need from you is like a phrase, but the astropaths will not necessarily transmit it as that phrase. They might do it through visions. They might do it through allegory. It's the astropath's job to turn
So it's the
your
idea of
message.
the phrase.
Yeah,
We're playing Mysterium backwards.
basically, yeah. The
I
astropaths
have no
can
idea what that
turn
means.
your message into something else that can be decoded by another astropath securely.
Oh, interesting.
Can this choir sing "My Guy" from Sister Act?
No.
Okay.
What's called the Vietnam song "Fortune Son" or whatever it's called?
Yeah. If you blow out
Yeah.
Fortunate Son across the whole segmentum, that will absolutely get her ready to kill you.
Yeah.
Fortuna Son?
Oh,
Fortune Son, yeah. What are you drinking there, Warwick, mate?
I'm drinking It was bought for me for my birthday.
All of it now.
It's an Irish whiskey called Jameson's. It's just like standard.
Oh, Jameson's.
Oh yeah.
Fucking
Yeah,
Jameson.
it was a gift. I can't not drink it. I've got a proper bottle of like 25-year-old somewhere, but I'm saving that for a special occasion.
Irish
not
or
you
Irish
fuckers.
whiskey?
You
Yeah.
see like when I come down to visit you, eh?
Yeah. No, it's Irish whiskey rather than Scotch, which I'm a bit sad about.
What
Yeah.
Irish whiskey? Is it Green Spot or something?
Jameson.
No, Jameson.
Oh, it's the 25-year-old. No, I'm talking about the 25-year-old. I don't care about Jameson, you
Let me-
fucking idiot.
Let me see. You think about your message. I'll go look at my whiskey.
Right.
So
I guess with the message, the thing that I'm not sure about is like, are we supposed to be sending a message as if it's from a person or
Well, it's by the sounds of it what it is, right? And the reason I mentioned Mysterium works on the idea that ghosts are
Tamdu.
giving people Tamdu.
Hamdu.
No, I'm not concerned about the interpretation of the message. What I'm saying is like, we're not just sending out a message of like an anonymous, hey, there's tech here. Or are we going to be like, oh, I'm a secret investigator and I've discovered dark technology on this planet.
Well, the
Blah,
thing
blah,
is,
blah.
she already knows this is coming from us. B,
No, she doesn't.
No, she
she
doesn't.
does.
No.
No.
I thought she does.
Why would we tell Avril it's coming from us? It makes
That's
no
a
sense.
very good point.
How
Oh.
astropathic messages work is that Avila will have a astropath as part of her fleet, probably acquire in similar size to Lane's. How they work is they pick up messages. They are coded in, it can be like hallucinations or like visions or whatever. These are thrown through the warp. Another group of astropaths either gets the message and interprets it in a way that can be transmitted to people normally in language, or says this isn't for us and relays it to the people who need it because it's got a very limited range.
So what I'm saying though is like, I'm just having trouble imagining the message. Is it sort of anonymous out there thing, or is it more direct? Like
You could do a distress call to any available forces in this sector, that sort of thing.
I almost feel like doing something of if this was literally a message being sent out by radio as opposed to this way of like, I'm a detective and I've discovered blah blah blah. I need help. This is on a secure channel. Find me in this location and whatever. You know what I mean? Like we need to pretend somebody else is sending this, don't we?
I'm all
yes.
I'm with that completely. Yeah.
Yeah, if you say this is from you, Avida's not going to listen to it because you'll think it's a trap.
Right, obviously
That's
not from
true.
us, but I mean, if we need to, it's not just a signal coming out of nowhere. We have to fabricate the who that's sending it.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So would the people on planet have any kind of
Skarbin's
choir?
capital would probably have a central astropath choir.
So we could probably that would be in my mind, that's the simplest option there.
Why would they be sending out a message about?
They got to rebound it.
Or let's say they're bouncing. No, because if they're saying about their planet, and we know for a fact there's smugglers that are using the Xeno technology, we could say that they're requesting help or requesting assistance from, the Empire. Is that a thing that happens? Like, do they send out messages like the arbiters?
They will send out a general distress signal and hope someone hears it. It could be the Death Watch turns up. It could be a fucking PDF gets recruited in.
The
It's very hard to do
PDF
it.
I just got this
specifically.
idea of a detective on my mind, like someone who's investigating this smuggling criminal
To
ring.
send
True.
an astropathic message in such a way that it would be picked up a sector over, it probably wouldn't be a lowly detective, but probably like a Lord investigator from the Adeptus Arbitraris could absolutely have the kind of political power to do such a thing.
But if we do a thing about the Lord, they're going to turn up and be like, all right, where is this Lord investigator, and what do they have to tell us? The same as if we make
Lord Investigator Quintus,
Yeah, well, we could also put in things. We could
who
put in
turns
a
up
bit.
dead.
We could
Quintus the
mention
paedophile.
corruption. Yeah, we can mention corruption inside the higher ups to try and dissuade them from going straight to the government.
That, and if we use Quintus's name
No,
and
the
Quintus
thing
turns
is,
up dead, it
okay,
might lead to, okay, maybe there is something to
but
this, and they
Avula's
follow
not
through.
going to give a fuck about the people. She's going to go to the technology. That's the point.
Yeah.
The
Well, no,
message
but
just needs to
she'll
seem
go to the
real.
people to find the technology.
Yeah,
She'll go
but we don't.
through the people to find the
We
technology.
don't want her to
So if we
rock up
can
and
guide her
say,
that way.
yeah, we don't want her to rock up and say, "Oh, Hugh sent the message on the astral telepath," and then be like, "Oh, we didn't send it at all."
we just make it ambiguous. It's like help requested, evidence of dangerous advanced Xenos technology.
Hmm.
Send help.
Yeah, but
Yep.
I feel it needs a bit more than that because once again, I don't want her to just like rock up and say, "All right, hello, government, what can we do to help?" And then be like, "Oh,
It's not
well, we
coming
didn't ask you to
through
help."
planets, astropaths, though.
Well, I thought that's what we just said. We're going to try and pretend it is, otherwise it's coming through us.
No, it's
Right.
that it's a message.
Yeah, it's sent out there. They're not going to trace it back to the choir that sent it, from my understanding, at least.
Okay, not.
No, because from what War was saying, right, as far as like where it originates from, it's not going to necessarily matter. You're not going to be able to. You're not going to triangulate it because
So yeah,
it's going to
so
rebound
it's
off
not
of all the
traceable
other
though. Is that
astropats.
something I'm getting confused with then? Because in my mind it is traceable, but is it not traceable?
No, doesn't
No.
seem to be.
All right, never mind then.
So
in that case, strike off what I was just saying.
well, no, because I like what you're saying though too. At the same time, because like but yeah. So I think then if we do it, let's make it more general, I suppose. If we really wanted to, we could try and make more specifics, but when folks add more specific shit, that's usually when you can tell that they're lying or it's fake too.
You have the coordinates of where the tomb is, thanks to Inquisitorial Beacon, if you wish to attach that to this message.
Do we have the coordinates of the town? I can't remember the town is now.
Scarpins, yeah.
Scarpin, yeah.
We could give the coordinates. We could give a general area of where those exact coordinates are. Of like, hey, we found something out this way.
I'm still on the side of using the smuggling operations as our target and saying, help, we are aware of smugglers transporting using technology from this town.
True.
And then like,
But
I wouldn't take them
is that
much
enough
effort
to have an entire fleet go and investigate something?
She's
Well,
not going to be
Warning is
investigating
Avila
out
for
of.
this tech.
She's not going to be investigating out of goodwill. She's going to be investigating because of technology.
That's
true.
Truck's got you there. Yeah.
That's a good point.
well,
She
can we
doesn't
give
need to give any fucks about the people or anything like that. There's no sense of morality here. She's coming for the tech. We need to make sure the message mentions something that would strike her interest to come take a look for.
but what is it specifically about like Necron technology that's like so desirable for her?
It's incredibly advanced for
No,
Imperial.
yeah, but like how can we make it like this is the biggest worm in the land? Like, yeah, can we put in something about how we're aware of smugglers transporting crystals of certain sizes or something that does like something that has an effect on the local populace or
Untouched Necron tier tomb. Basically,
yeah.
what kind of ad are you showing her that make her go, aha,
There was a big boat that was crashed into it, wasn't there?
That is true.
Yeah, so if any, it could be, we could do a distress signal like that of like, well, I guess, who knows how old the boat is.
We also don't know the name of the boat either.
Doesn't matter.
I guess not, but like if she's going to compare it to other records and stuff like that too, you know what I mean?
We just ping her where it is.
Yeah, we're gonna say local fishing boat. Do we know what kind of boat was it?
We can say distress signal. It could be like a distress signal that's like pinged, from place to place. Crashed into massive.
That fishing boat wouldn't have an astropath on board.
Or
you could say, civilian here discovered Xenos technology underneath water, requesting immediate help.
Yeah, discovered massive Xenos structure.
Black and green pylons.
After local ship crashed something like that. It doesn't need a. We don't necessarily need the who that's sending it if it's a general message, right?
Yeah.
Or do we? Yeah.
I mean, you can attach one saying, "Hello, this is Commissar Yarrick sending such and such. Please help us in Armageddon." But you can also send, "Shit's fucked. Please help."
Yeah, it's just say like after local fishing ship crashed into massive xenostructure, need help, concerns of additional whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Need additional manpower to help tackle this new threat, that sort of thing. Yep.
he was well, I don't know, like he could fear that it's awoken or something like that.
Yeah. So underwater Xenos structure discovered, requesting immediate aid, threat detected, that sort of thing.
Sounds good to me.
And that's going to be
Would that
wide.
be enough to like get a stop on it, or should we put any more specifics on it? That's what I'm worried about.
Well, this other specific would be a ping of the general area.
Yeah, you can attach like the coordinates of the tomb if you wished.
Yeah. General, did we get any pics or anything like that as we were going into the tomb? Like, I don't mean physically onto the floor, but did we get any pics of like the overarching?
Well, this is
structure?
why if we're going to like talk about what's there, we could. I feel like the smugglers with their we know there's a smuggler ring that's using this technology. I don't know. For them do.
Yeah,
We
no, I get
can't
where you're
send
coming from
pictures,
too.
can we? No, we
The
can't.
astropath is unable to transmit pictures.
Yeah, or like images.
What if we upload them as a JPEG?
Nope, still doesn't
Yeah.
work. There's like a
Okay.
weird formatting thing with them.
I
It's a
see. It's
lot
going
of
to be an
errors.
AST.
Do they
Damn
not
it.
have USB 3.0? Is that it?
It doesn't work, she says as she looks at you.
Yeah, load it up as a GIF.
It's pronounced GIF, she yells.
That's the most evil thing I've heard her say.
Nah. Well, yeah. So
I had to share that with you.
So we say that there's an underwater Xenos tomb recently discovered, and then in my mind we also say there's Xeno technology being used by the local populace.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that sounds general enough and vague enough.
Dino.
Honestly, without it
Xeno.
sounding like
So underwater Xenos tomb discovered. Xenos technology used by local populace. What are you requesting?
Containment.
Support.
If you could just make it support that way, it
Please
can be
send
kind of
support
anything.
ASAP.
Yeah.
Cool. So underwater Xenos
Essentially.
tomb discovered. Xenos technology used by local populace. Please send support ASAP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Perfect.
Now, as long as that only drags her and not anybody else.
Well, it's going to be directed in her area.
And also in brackets, subtly it will say, "Hey, Deathwatch, please ignore this is Lane lol." This is your boy.
Kiss, kiss.
So Roseanne nods and looks at you all and says, "Excellent. Please stand back and do not interrupt us during this. The shrouding must be perfect."
Okay.
Roseanne turns around to the arranged choir. Around 100 of them stand on a raked stage that they tower above you. She raises one hand, then says, "We are soul-bound to the Emperor, and through his grace we speak across the voids." This is repeated in unison by the choir. Then Roseanne begins to sing, a beautiful resonant soprano. It is in no language you recognize, neither high or low Gothic, but it stirs something deep within you that almost prompts tears. Then she is joined by the choir en masse, a palpable tang of pure psychic energy that swirls around the room. Or Famiel, dare you think it, but this sounds more pure and holy than even the sweetest of ecclesiastical cherubs. Some of the voices sing far lower than any human should be able to reach, and others pierce so highly they could shatter plasteel. Time seems to drift past you, and you realize you've spent almost an hour listening to them sing. It's only now, when the choir bow their heads respectfully and leave the stage accompanied by their choir master, do you realize that none of them ever took a breath during their performance, singing without their lungs. Lane turns and heads towards the door. quietly.
I think Lothar's going to bow, just kind of out of reflex, and then follow, try to figure out what actually happened.
What was the name? Roseanne?
Tora, his last pastry falls out of the pocket he was keeping up.
It shatters onto the floor of the astropath's quarters.
Not
Tora
unlike a
quickly
rat.
picks it up and puts it in his mouth. 5 seconds.
How does Amelia react to this?
I'm not sure.
That's fair. It is something she would have never experienced. A few people would have actually experienced what an astropath choir looks and sounds
It's
like firsthand.
very alien to everything that she's.
Yeah.
I would just say thank you very much, Roseanne, for your assistance, and turn around and walk.
She's already gone. The choir
Oh, she gone?
looks.
Oh.
The choir looks drained. Physically, emotionally, they are shaking as they walk back to their dormitories off to the side entrances. As you head back down the elevator, Lane says, I imagine we'll be travelling for a while until we reach the conclave. Until then, relax. Please visit Thalia as well. You could all do with freshening up, hair and clothing. There is a Sanguinana ball at the conclave, and you will all be attending. So get her to make you something good. We need to make a good impression. Once we're in system, meet me in my office and we'll discuss the conclave properly. Any questions?
What was that?
That was an astropathic choir. It is over 100 psychers turning their voice towards the Emperor.
As he deserves.
He
I,
nods.
I didn't think our message was that long, was it?
Oh, that was short. They've
That was
gone on for
short.
days before.
They're like Ents.
No, that's a
Just
pretty
an
accurate comparison. You think transmitting a simple message like that, but doing it in so many ciphers and codes that a demon wouldn't be able to pick it up as it's thrown across the warp, it takes a huge amount of skill and time.
That's a fair
Does
point.
that mean
I'll
that
let you
Steiges 8 has got like their version of Benedict Cumberbatch in the bowels of the ship making his Enigma machine?
Yeah, basically. Well, no, they've got an actual astropath, and like to the average astropath, they're not going to pick up on the fact that this is a lie, you know.
Hmm.
At least you hope
Huh.
so.
Yeah.
Whatever, we have hope for the best. That's
Perfect.
all we can do now.
It's the Viridius's last stand as he fucks us over one more time and making it very apparent it's a lie.
He just finishes the message with bitch. Yeah, that's what
Kinda would-
Viridius is trained for.
Oh.
Did we see Viridius there?
I mean, I
Yeah, we did.
mentioned
Well, was that the one that had the mouth we recognised?
there was
I
a couple of
assumed?
Voidborn there, one of them who looks slightly familiar. But you could only see, they've got hoods going over up until their noses.
He's wearing that cool jacket that anyone would recognize,
I know.
right?
He was wearing a sick-ass leather jacket, and the rest of them were wearing these white robes.
Did he have
Wearing a
a
leather
hero?
jacket over his robes. I want to
Yeah.
see that.
Did he have a rosette in his hand?
He did. He was waving it around, and no one gave a shit.
He
Perfect.
killed a fellow astropath with his power sword, felt nothing.
So Lane kind of gestures for you guys to get
Hi,
off the
buddy.
elevator as he gets back to your deck, and then he heads back
I
up
take the
to...
stairs.
Okay, it takes a lot longer. Then Lane heads back up to, you imagine, where he lives. You have
the
around a
ship.
month of time now to pass on the Ipcress. What would you like to do in this time?
Tora would like to check on those muscles he was trying to convince the guy to grow for him.
You
What?
mean... Oh,
That's
when
a
you
long time
gave
ago.
the synth muscle to... You gave the sperm
Samples
to
for
Jewel,
Yeah.
and didn't you give that to Amelia?
Oh, was that while I was undergoing the cancer treatment? That
That
I
was-
Yeah, when
remember
you go
that.
That was
when you
it.
go to chemo,
You came into a glove and you were like, "Here."
Tora was like in the other room, just like
I mean,
Do you say other room? It wasn't. We were
I just don't
separated
know-
by a
Literally the
curtain
same
that
room.
was open, and I
it's
saw
the
everything.
same room. Amelia, as a resident biologist, how
muscle
are these
tapes.
synth muscles looking?
It's been plenty of time, hasn't it?
It has been plenty of time. I think you've been growing them in your laboratory. Let's see. So this would be a good time to do upgrades,
Rotora,
leveling up.
as it were.
Right.
Troc, I have thought about Amelia's tactical overlay upgrade, which I'll mention after we've done Tora. Let me get to.
We may also need to update the PDF archive because the second edition there is
my crime
gone.
Shit.
It's okay. I just noticed it now.
Actually, you don't know. Og uploaded it to 24/7 Sexual Heaven. You can download through TeamSpeak the PDF.
If you just go right click on 24/7 and open file browser, it's there.
I love crime.
Oh yeah, it is.
Look at us.
I have it downloaded onto my laptop as well if it matters.
Well, I've actually got the fucking rulebook because I care about this.
You're right, because Games Workshop is absolutely losing out on a ton of money right now.
It's not even made by Games Workshop. It's Final Flight, Fantasy Flight.
Who no longer have it.
Fighter Flight.
That's correct.
They don't have it anymore.
It's now Crucible.
Yeah, with Wrath and Glory, or Wang as the community calls it.
Wait, me and who?
It's pretty shit. So you have some synth muscle. So these are ropey strands of vat-grown muscle tissue, thick with slurried nutrients and laced with flackweave. They're woven into existing muscle groups, granting increased strength at varying levels. This implant grants the natural strength 1 trait. Best craftsmanship grafts instead grant the unnatural strength 4 trait, but also impose a -10 penalty on agility test due to the newly misshapen and unnatural body form. I'm going to say these are standard level ones because they've not been growing for long. So you would be able to, after undergoing some pretty major surgery on your biceps, be able to get unnatural strength 1, which would give you, I believe, a +10 bonus on strength tests, but not to damage and stuff. It's only when it comes down to a...
Yeah, grants the unnatural strength 1 trait. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out where traits are in this list.
It falls under talents and traits. So it's unnatural characteristic it should fall under.
Yeah, there we go.
Some stuff has like unnatural toughness and stuff.
Increase 1 characteristicness.
So here we go.
It's on core book. It's page 139.
39, yeah. So if the creature had unnatural strength 3, then it's strength bonus. So yeah, it increases your strength bonus rather than increasing the raw strength, if that makes sense. So if Amelia would be so kind as to graft on this synth muscle onto your Ripper bod, absolute Ripper bod, you would be able to get
my brother.
unnatural strength 1, which would increase your strength bonus to +10 of what it already is.
Right. You need me to roll, or
give me a Medicaid roll? If Tora is okay with this.
Yeah, I'm down.
Perfect. I think the surgery goes absolutely without failure. Tora, what do these new Ripper muscles look to you?
They are amazing. They're actually a different shade. They're like black and red. And what Tora immediately does is post surgery, he wakes up from the anesthetic and he goes and finds BGZ to arm wrestle him again.
BGZ's already in the gym and he's running on the treadmill. And the moment you come in, he stops moving on the treadmill, slides off of it, and locks eyes with you.
Yeah, and I point.
Yeah. He's already at the arm wrestle arena. He shoved the servitor out of the way.
I kick it on the way by as well.
His arm is ready, and he extends it. He says something in binary.
Under traits, I need to add unnatural. One.
BGZ says, "Let us duel, O he of weakened arms."
Bora, of course, not understanding it, says, "Yes, don't my arms look good?"
So, again, this is going to be strength checks. First 1 to 5 degrees of success wins. In comparison, so let's get Mr. BGZ.
So my strength stays at 40. I just add a +10.
Yes. So that's the thing. It doesn't give you raw strength, but for the sake of bonuses, it does, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Cool. Strength test. Let's go, baby. So first to 5 degrees of success. Okay. Both fail for that first one. So I think you lock arms. No one succeeds. Next round.
How is it just constant failure though?
BGZ gets you with. Well, you're both still struggling. No degrees of success yet. Next round.
Ooh.
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 Tora gets 2 degrees of success.
Oh.
So lovely. So I think you're starting to tense his arm over. Next round. BGZ gets 2 degrees. Ooh, so that's only a 1 difference. So BGZ ekes it back towards the center line. Here we go. Next round. BGZ gets 2. Patora gets 4, which brings him up to 4 degrees of success, and BGZ is on 3 degrees of success now. Let's see. Next round. BGZ gets 2.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, unless you'd like to use fate,
Yeah, fuck it. I use a fate point.
re-roll that.
Please get -4.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
What does this look like?
It's almost like cataclysmic, like with the power, like the raw, just like sexual tension and like aggressive male power being involved here just now. So it's gone back, it's gone further, and it is just, it's almost like a sonic boom, and I think it hits the arm wrestling arena thing and shatters it in twain.
Amazing. You plunge BGC's hand straight through it. He stands up shakily and he bows to you.
Yeah, Tora bows back. Yes, I would love to go and have a drink. Then I pull out a beer from 2 beers from
Perfect.
somewhere.
BGZ
Was this the
cracks it.
gym?
Yeah.
Grand.
BGZ cracks it open on his integrated bottle opener implant, and he pours that shit straight into his vision slit. Perfect.
I start clapping in the doorway of the gym.
It's a beautiful moment. The whole party comes together. Speaking of which, Amelia, I've had a little think. Hello, welcome to Warwick Breaks Dark Heresy, also known as Beta Rules because I'm homebrewing shit. So, I've had a think, Troc, about your tactical link. Couple of things. These are all in beta.
User in your channel timed
Who was
out.
that?
Zog. He'll be back in a minute, I'm sure.
August smoking. Okay.
User entered your channel.
There he is.
I do miss him ultimately. Oh, there he is. So
Rest in peace.
these are all in beta, Troc, as is the law for how they work and what is capable. Consider this the introductory level, and I've got upgrade paths already planned which we can tweak as we go. Lore-wise, I've matched this to how Tech Priests can directly control Skitarii in battle through binary orders, but this is a modified order, a modified way of doing it for, obviously, the fact that most of the party isn't Skitarii. So, a reworked version of the data link used by Tech Priests on their Skitarii cohorts, this tactical link will allow Amelia to communicate tactical information to her team at the expense of her own processing power. So, this, from the get-go, is going to cost you 300 XP to access the basic level of this. I don't think you'll be able to afford it yet, but you might be able to afford it in a bit. I just thought I'd tell you before you start spending your XP on shit, if that's
I only
okay,
have
Troc.
150.
Cool. So, think about this in the future then, because this is the basic level of it. So what I thought, to use this link, basically how Troc wants this. Amelia is a tech priest, but she doesn't want to be gung-ho in the combat. She is support, but she's not only medical, she wants to be tactical support. So her ideal is to be positioned not at the front line, but near it and able to give you guys like insights and support and pointers on like the right places to aim, that sort of thing. So To use the link, everyone must have either Mechanicus ocular implants or be wearing a view piece that enables Amelia to overlay tactical information onto. You have, at the starter level, 3 stratagems, which can be activated as a full action using tech use, and then maintained each round as a half action. The initial spend is 300 XP to unlock this, and it comes with the following 3 stratagems, which apply for the combat or until changed/switched off. Changing a stratagem is a full action. Switching one off is completely free. This can be upgraded further for like there's less of a penalty for starting and that sort of thing. So, the first 3 I've got. Number 1, armor analysis. Amelia runs a scan of the target's armor capabilities, highlighting weak points in the target's defense. At its introductory level, all attacks made by the party count as being at 3 higher penetration value. So pretty powerful. Next thing is ballistic mapping. So Amelia overlays information on effective ranges, local conditions, and creates a guide to highlight the most efficient shot. Ballistic skill tests are taken with a +10 bonus. At an upgraded level, this will offer 3 called shots for the party, which is pretty powerful. There is also a deep Auspex scan, so analysing the target's profile against thousands stored in her databanks, Amelia can highlight any unusual powers the target may have. Basically, any traits, talents, or special abilities the target has is revealed to the party. So, yeah.
It reminds me of something called a martial check from D&D, but you actually have to roll to succeed and get a...
So you still need to roll a tech use test, but for you that's pretty easy. But yes, it's definitely. I just thought I'd tell you now so you don't spend your XP on that, on other things. Because
I'd suggest even wherever you post it on 4chan or whatever, this stuff for your campaign stuff.
Yeah,
I would suggest putting that out there because that's really something that the game doesn't currently have. Is this more side that everything is so directly combat, whereas these benefit combat, but it's also from a different point of view that's really not represented in the game, and you might get other ideas from people.
At other levels, what I thought about was having like a stealth focused one that would allow you to visualize who would hear an action occurring. So like this person would hear this gunshot, this person over here wouldn't hear the gunshot, that kind of thing, and a few other ones like that. But I thought that's what I've worked on so far. So like, consider making the eyepieces for people for now.
Yeah, I was say I could be working on linking and creating the thing.
Yeah, but to be honest, Orfamiel you don't need to do anything for because you own his eyes. And it's only Lothar and Tora that you'd really need to actually work on.
Ask him to like connect everything.
We don't need to, but you probably should. Perfect.
Actually, one thing I was talking to Warwick about too is that, like, your Fury thing, Wrath. How you have to like keep attacking.
My friend,
yeah. So I could just. But if I could just create an image of something that's not there for you, an enemy for you to go after.
So you're gonna make as I'm finishing
if you're
killing
failing your rolls and you're about to start attacking allies, I just like, oh no, look, there's a Chaos Warrior. And you're like,
so like as I'm filling my last willpower check, in the background you like quickly glue and stick together a 5'4" cat ghetto cardboard cutout for like me to turn around and start attacking.
Yeah.
Why is that what you attack?
So this actually has lore
Why would it
precedent
not be?
of Arco-Fletchings, where they go absolutely fucking berserk, but their kill switch is turned off by in their helmet having prayers and like stained glass images being displayed. Obviously not quite that level with Orfamiel, but the idea that he's going batshit and Amelia has this kind of kill switch for if he's going too far out of control. It's definitely something to think about. But it would
how would we treat that? We would treat it like as an extra +10 on the willpower checks. We just straight up say, you'd attack this before you attack anything else.
I would want it to be a bonus on a willpower check. I think that's the fairest way to do it. I don't ever want it to be guaranteed that you won't hit someone in the party, because I like danger and randomness. And I think if Orfamiel was that deep in rage, no matter how good the hymn is, even if it's a banger, he might not be able to stop himself.
To be fair, it takes quite a bit of effort already for me to hurt somebody because I have to finish combat, then I have willpower check.
Yeah.
Then I have like at least two more, or I have like at least 2 willpower checks before I actually hit somebody. Really.
However,
And each one gets a +10.
On the off chance that you did hit someone, you'd probably saw off their legs. So
Yeah.
it's high risk, but but yeah, that's very much like, I'm sorry, Troc, that you're not going to be able to do a huge amount of upgrades this one, but like we've discussed more long-term stuff for you, so I just thought I'd tell you what I've been working on for now, just so you can start building towards that with like the efficient
if
stuff.
anything, like I said, I could make the eyepieces for the others, tell people about the idea, and then would it be possible to just upgrade the spider droid to actually be able to like go on walls and ceilings?
Yeah, I think so.
Because it hasn't been able
it's
to do that.
It's fairly routine. I think, yeah, you're going to be able to. It's still noisy and quite short range, but you're able to, I think, get it on walls and ceilings now. I think you work on some adhesive stuff that is able to do this effectively. Cool. We've done Tora. Lothar, are there any upgrades, armory or otherwise, you would like to do in this interlude?
I'm gonna bump up. Actually, I'm gonna use my 300 experience here to bump my stealth from 2 pips to 3 pips.
Boom. How much experience does it cost?
300, because it goes from trained to experienced.
Cool. Skill aptitudes, trained to proficient. Sorry, skill advances. There we go. Yeah, trained to experience. Yeah, you got 2 matching aptitudes, so that's 300 XP. If you'd like to spend that, that'd be absolutely kosher.
Absolutely done and set.
Perfect. Or Famuel. Oh, actually, no, Tora. What does this look like? You gaining more stealth whilst on the Ipcrest? Is this more silly, like hiding from lane things, or is this just like,
For Lothar?
Yes, sorry, for Lothar.
So like, Tora
Who
is
did I
so
say?
stealthy.
Tora.
You said
I'm
Tora.
sorry.
You're fine. That's okay.
I
I've
love
been
this
here the whole
whiskey.
time. See, I think if anything, that right there speaks to how stealthy I've become, because you didn't even know I was here.
It's a shock.
I know. So no, I think it's less of what I was doing on the ship, and I think it's more of reflecting on what we were doing the whole time when we were down at Skarbent.
Yeah.
So we were doing a lot of stealth stuff. We were doing a lot more sneaking around, that sort of a deal.
I think that's fair. I think you spend some time in quiet meditation, reflecting on what you could have done better, and it's demoralizing, but also you feel like you've come out a stronger person as a result of it.
That's the guard, baby.
Yeah, it is. Famuel, what's happening?
I was character-wise, I'm just kind of, I don't really think I'm going to spend any points right now.
That's okay.
Because, yeah, I have 150 to spend. Actually, no, do I?
At your guy's stage, 150 XP is not a huge amount of XP.
Yeah.
The stage you're at now, that experience is best probably spent boosting characteristics that you don't have any aptitudes in, just to kind of round out your character in areas you feel like it.
Yeah, I don't really. Pardon me. I don't really have any money to spend on that either, though. Because looking at this, I'll probably just hold on to them for now. Personally.
That's fine. Always good to say.
What was I about to say? How do I'm trying to remember the math for upgrading the characteristic. It's if I have 1 aptitude, it's 250 to get a +5, and if I want a +10, it's 500, or it's 250 plus 500, so it's 750.
It's 250 plus 500. It's cumulative.
You guys should use this Google Sheet I use. It's really good for this stuff.
Whack it in the chat. Like, it might be useful for people to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The one you're going to see is obviously been designed for my character, but it's a case of like uploading the stats. And like this is the main reason why I have like the extra 1000 XP on my character, just because it works with this sheet quite nicely.
Yeah.
But
it'd be useful to look it over for you guys. But yeah, like there's nothing wrong with saving XP. But yeah, what characteristic were you going to advance, Tora?
I was looking at upgrading weapon skill.
Okay, always useful.
And I have, and it's the aptitude is weapon skill or offense, and I don't have weapon skill, but I have offense.
Cool. So you've only got 1 matching aptitude.
So it's
have
250.
You upgraded it already?
No.
Okay, yeah, then it'd be 250. If you'd
But
like to
I
spend
don't.
that'd be grand.
I would like to. I'm just trying to think. Is it under? Oh no, it's underneath. So that's just now underneath. It says plus simple plus 5, and now I put it up
Yes,
to
you
48.
change it to that, yeah, and it should automatically do it. I'm not sure.
Oh, so
yeah, it
should I
should.
leave it at 43?
We'll leave it at 43 and just do the drop down list of it.
And then I'll try this.
Yeah. Let's see if that rocks.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So
add it
the
on naturally
markers,
then.
I guess, are just to be like, hey, you
Yeah.
spent towards this to add it, but
Yeah,
also
it's just a reminder, really, at the end of the day. Perfect. Oh, you passed it. Fantastic. Yeah, that looks better to me. Brilliant.
250.
Cool. So Lane also suggested that you guys neaten up your appearance, also hair, if you've got it, and also work out what you guys are wearing at a formal event, i.e. a ball at an inquisitorial conclave. Bear in mind, you guys are here to earn support, so try not to look like a bunch of fucking idiots.
oh my
I'll be
god,
wearing,
we are fucked.
I'll be wearing a full Highland dress.
Okay.
Yeah. Because back at my shrine world called
Yep.
Highlandtopia,
Yep.
I actually have 3 things I was just looking at while.
Fuck yeah, hit me.
But I guess I don't know exactly what you're looking for.
Like formal dress. However, the Imperium is a vast place. Fuck yes, I'm here for that. That is fucking great. Oh
Where'd
my
you
god.
post it?
I did. I posted
Oh,
it.
really on 20.
I'm not sure which one.
Oh my god, these are brilliant. Oh my god, I love these.
Fuck, I love you. You're awesome, man.
These are fucking sick. I'd wear these.
Wait, would you?
Yeah, I would.
Hell yeah.
I
My
just
legs look great.
imagine a little more like a little gold in there, like
Yeah.
some differences, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I found this one for Tora.
Nice.
Jesus.
Oh,
I
so
like that.
I think you go to Thalia and
I think the first one is my favorite. To be.
Yeah, I really like that one too. I think that's very formal. It's very imperial. I really like that one. Hang on a second, I just got to text Sam a sec.
Yeah, good. I think at the same time here for I think for Lothar, I'd probably just have him try and dress up in his class A's, you know,
Yeah.
like, and then also to check to see if that's like an okay thing to dress up in for one of these things, because as it might be a surprise, he's never really been invited to anything like this before.
What does Lothar's Class A uniform look like?
I think it would be inherent to his PDF. I think for. Let me see if I can picture this in my head a little bit here. My gut wants to say like a generic Imperial Guard one, but no, that's not what it would be. So for Houston, what I picture for that is it would be kind of a dark green general like suit. I don't nearly have the imagery in my. I don't have the words to use to describe it here. Let me look something up to try and get something a little bit better here.
I think in the meantime, Emilia, Thalia comes down to your chambers with this dress ready on the hanger. She presents it to you. Says, "Oh, I hope you like it."
Yeah, thank her.
She nods and she heads on her way. She goes,
I don't
"Oh,
know what else to say?"
She goes, "I like your hair." And she heads back up the lift.
Thanks. I like your face.
She doesn't hear that. So what's Tora's formal wear? I know you obviously posted that picture, but is there anything that you would like to request from Amelia?
Here we
Also,
are.
bear
Oh,
in mind
Jesus.
hair. Yeah, okay. I
Get
can
it.
picture that.
For let me just find Bogan Goes to Court.
Oh no.
I imagine it's sunglasses, mullet. Like he cleans and washes his mullet, and then would you have an equivalent to tarot cash? There's a brand in Australia of like cheap, like formal-ish wear that's worn entirely by people of lower socioeconomic status on their court
Tarot
date.
crash. Okay, I can see this. Yeah. It looks like fancy tailored, quite tight suits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but just kind of poorly made.
Okay. I think when let's see what male off or a famule. Yeah, absolutely. Looks fucking fantastic. Take that
Yeah, that
second
kind of thing.
picture of famules on the left there, right?
That's actually McGregor Tartan, that is.
It's a good tartan. I'm
Why are you
jealous of
posting the
McGregor
fucking the critters? Stupid shit.
one.
If only Critter knew how to put a fucking link in.
So Tora, when you try on your very,
No
very
kidding.
fancy suit, it appears to be sized all sorts of wrong, that no matter how you put it on, it appears that you look grossly overweight.
Cora puts his Xeno hide jacket in over the top.
It doesn't look particularly formal, but it will do.
It'll do.
And yeah, I think Orphamuel Thalia is able to whack out a fantastic kilt for you.
So it's 7.
Tora's just decided to strike someone. That's fine.
Yeah, what you
Just doing some math.
Quick maths. Yeah, Orphamuel, you look fantastic. Tora, yeah, your outfit feels shoddily made, if there was a word to describe it. I might question if you had wronged the resident jailer of the Ibercrest. Brilliant. Is there any hair stuff you guys would like to do in the time that you're in the warp?
Yeah,
Well,
I like
like
to
the
polish
bleach.
my head.
Absolutely, it's to a brilliant sheen. Lane gives you some of his own brand pomade, which you rub on there.
Yeah, shine
Basically,
bright diamond.
it's basically Vaseline, glowing.
Okay.
Here we are. So I think this is as close as I'm going to get. I want to
Oh,
say
dear.
that it's going to look a little bit like this will be the coat bit
Yep.
anyway.
Yep.
But
To pick up
on
the
the
van with
right
you.
here, imagine instead of red, it's a deep
Yeah, I can.
green.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you're picking
I
up
like
the
that.
van and then coming and getting me.
I feel like that would fit
It's in Dixon.
Mm.
All right,
with a little bit more
I'll
feudal
Uber in
esque.
with you.
I know it's from the 18th century, but it's as close as I can get in my head.
How does
Yep.
How does Lothar feel wearing this?
He hates this thing.
Yep.
It restricts his movement. It's a pain in the ass. It's itchy. Itchy as all hell because you know that thing is as wool can be.
He also wears no pants.
Yeah, he also wears no pants, so it's uncomfortable for everybody in the room.
Yeah.
No, he'll have like, you know how like the Iron Guard have their pants where it's the one strip going down the leg.
Yeah.
Like that kind of okay. Imagine a pair of pants, but there's one strip going down the leg. That's what it is
do
with
you
the
mean
gold
pants
strip on
pants or
green
do you mean
pants.
American pants?
Oh, I'm sorry. Trousers is what he has. He's got trousers on.
I'm glad we
Sorry,
used Dark
you-
Heresy as just a way to insult each other's nationalities. That's basically what it is. It's a vehicle
Shut up,
for
English
nationalism.
boy.
Yeah, it's alright.
I'm trying to be Scottish.
Nice Scudder.
I can't wait to rock up at your wedding wearing a kilt and sticking all the ladies.
Just flex on me.
The thing is that it would absolutely happen. It's like, oh, I like your dress, and they'd be like, oh.
It's only a dress if I wear some pants.
It's only a dress
Otherwise,
if
it's
you
a
don't
kilt.
wear a sporran. So yeah, you guys
I
all
love
have
it.
some formal wear arranged in this month by Thalia, of varying degrees of fitting you.
I also have this for everybody as well.
Let's see this.
Let's have a look at this. 4chan, that's already a bad beginning.
Oh fuck yeah, laser gun.
So I have a request.
Hello.
I'd like to pound my enemy with flavor.
Is there anything you guys would like to do whilst you're still traveling in the warp?
Can I get some frosted tips?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
hair-wise, I think...
me. I want frosted tips.
Yeah, can we get some frosted tips?
You don't have any hair.
But can I have frosted tips?
No.
Can it be like the stubble that is there, like I like all patchy like around the edges, and it's like
Fucking
slightly
fine,
blonder.
fine.
Well, you'll
Brandon
stand out.
gives you look like the Guy Fieri of the 41st millennium, and she gives
The,
you.
the bald Guy Fieri of the 41st
It looks
millennium wearing a coat.
fantastic.
You're
Any
about to
other
take us to
hairstyle
Flavor
choices?
Town.
Yeah.
Just clean cut.
Cool. I always picture Lothar's hair grows exceedingly fast.
It does.
Yeah.
It's terrible because like he's always having to like move the mop out of his eyes and all that kind of stuff. So it will regrow in the next 3 days. I'll have to do this several times. The worst part about it, he
And
hates it.
Amelia.
I was gonna say I like the hair that my Final Fantasy character has.
The one you shared earlier today.
Yeah, but I have a better picture. But it's gonna be white.
Was that in screenshots? Yeah.
I'm getting it now.
I noticed, by the way, that you had a different picture for your
Yeah,
Amelia
that's something.
today.
That's not Amelia. That's what Declan drew that I've used everywhere else. I just put that because it was meant to be like a Dungeon Master hood.
I should wear one of those.
You should.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Occupod to just be all of us in capes and hoods summoning some dark entities around the circle.
I would prefer
just
to
like
come there in a
to say.
cloak, personally.
I like that. Yeah.
Well,
To
be
if
fair,
we're
I'll-
getting fans, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
like, Amelia never has had a chance to dress up before.
I think this is an opportunity, and I think she's going to make the most of it. I love that.
Yeah, but she's of course going to be a little bit self-conscious about it as well.
Tora, do you get Thalia to trim up your?
Yeah, Tora goes to Thalia's office to get it refitted.
Okay. Tragically, something awful happens with your hair as Thalia is just touching up. She goes, "Oh, I hope you don't mind this, Tora. I think it looks fine, but this is the kind of thing it looks like. You accidentally shaved too much off the front."
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Wait, that's Og. That's Matthew. That's Og.
That's how did you get this photo of me as a child?
Goes, well, I hope it'll be fine for the conclave. Hey, Tora.
Is
Beautiful, fantastic. I tip her an extra credit.
I love that. In this ship where money's
That's
meaningless, you tip
free.
her fucking credit.
You all work for the Inquisition.
I don't know that.
Is Magpie awake right now?
Magpie, are you awake? She is awake. I don't
Ask,
think
ask
you're not
her, ask
listening
her
anymore.
what she would think about you with this haircut.
Oh, the gentlemen wonder. Would you, if I had my hair cut like that? What do you think? It does. It does look like Darking. Yeah, it would be a modern Joey Exotic. No, I don't think I'd mentally cope with it either.
I think you would.
I think you could work it, to be honest. I think
But
it'd suit you quite well.
Yeah,
a few months of time with your therapist, but you'd recover stronger.
I think, especially those three like fade lines that just tried their best but didn't quite succeed.
Yeah. I like it. And more importantly,
I think
Thalia loves it.
Yeah, I think everyone thinks I should. Yeah, everyone
should have it.
Well, everyone should cut their hair. Occupod, we all get haircuts like that.
Occupod, everybody gets
absolutely.
the half mullet. There's no business in the front. It's only the party in the back. That's all
Only
we want.
party, baby.
Only the party. Only the party.
Perfect. So you've all had a series of semi-embarrassing haircuts from Thalia. Some of you look fantastic. And then with a shudder, the Ypcrest barrels out to do warp. Is there anything else you guys want to do whilst you're in warp travel? Just before I do a description.
I'm
I don't
trying
know,
to think
Tractor, do
about
you
whether
wanna-
or not. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say, Tractor, do you want to like talk to us at this point about doing things with our eyes and our scopes and shit, or no?
Kind of out of character, in characters, unless you really want to talk about it.
Oh, fair. Okay, then
It's
no.
not going to be like it's literally thing you're gonna wear. You don't. It's not even directly inserted into you or anything. You have to
I don't like the word insert there, but yeah.
ruling Warwick.
Hello.
Is it possible? So the 2-weapon wielder as a talent, its next form is double tap, and it's about a second range attack against the same target, grants a +20 bonus if scored 1 or more degrees of success. Can I have that but melee?
No.
Oh. Okay.
The only thing I want to do
Just have some fun.
if possible, is I wanted to alter my my genetics there. I just wanted the
Oh,
hair
is
to
that
be,
all?
yeah, I just wanted to make the hair naturally white so I don't have to keep dyeing it.
Okay. I reckon this won't take you much time to do. You alter your genetic makeup such that your hair is naturally a pure brilliant white.
You go through anti-Rogaine.
Yeah, you bought the Warwick Dark Heresy Aesthetics DLC pack, so you can change it whenever you go to your barber in town.
Yeah.
Well, I figure as well, having it base white is also then easier to dye anything else.
I guess it's true.
That's the kind of logic I like to see from a tech priest.
So, like, by white, do you mean like white, or do you mean like bleach white?
Like white.
No one else is getting frosted tips. No one else is. Stop trying to make it happen. It's
Whenever you
wait.
go family,
Everyone's getting frosted.
you get the
not a
barest
blonde
white
offense.
sheen on the crown of his head.
Pure white.
Can't wait for Lane to introduce you cunts to his inquisitors. Like,
Oh yes, this is
I'm looking good.
right,
I don't
lads.
know about the
This
rest
is
of them.
this is my acolytes, and they've all got fucking. They all look like
To be
Guy
fair,
Fieri.
I currently
Face McGibbons. Like, yeah.
I currently have
Yeah,
a fellowship of 4. So, like, in terms of the game's mathematics, I am the most unlikable person in the universe. Sorry, one of the 4th most unlikable persons in the universe.
Yeah,
So,
what are we gonna do? Draw like frosted tips on his bald head?
No.
He gets frosted tips on his eyebrows.
I hate that
coming
so
for
much.
Flavor Town.
Come for Flavor
Warwick.
Town.
Talent tier 2 where you only have 1 aptitude. Is it 450 or 900?
Talents tier 2, 1 aptitude is 450.
Fuck yeah. Can I get the 101 trait? Oh, but it's an errata book. It's EB.
I'm gonna say, hold off for now. Let me look it up before next session.
I'll send it to you. I'll send you a link.
Please send it to me, and I will judge whether it's worthy of my humble game. Perfect. If there's anything else you guys would like to do in warp space, say now or forever hold your peace.
Can I get a bigger flamer?
No.
I'm good then.
Perfect. Well, you could get a heavy flamer, but that's basically like.
Yeah.
I think eventually I'd like to try and do some upgrades to long last. However, not now. I'm thinking.
Not now.
Yeah.
You guys have had substantial upgrades physically, and you look very hot.
In case the DM gives us some ideas, maybe like another heavy defense point where we get access to a bunch of different weapons.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Ooh, yeah.
Cool. However, for now, so with a shudder, the Ipcrest barrels out of the warp, the engine screaming as it tears its way back into real space. You seem to be inside a colossal asteroid field. Then, as you pass by them, you realize that many of the asteroids are bristling with weapon systems and scanners, cunningly hidden within the rocks from prying eyes. Ahead of you is a tall, spindly space station, jet black. It fills you with a sense of dread. Suddenly, Lane's voice is over the Vox. Hello, please join me in my office. We've got 2 Inquisitors to lie to, and I'd like to be prepared. That's Dark Heresy for this week, boys.
Oh, fuck. That's good. Well done.
Do we know
Well done.
if she's gone to the thing?
You do not know yet. It's only been a month.
A month? How long have you been traveling for?
About a month.
Oh, it's like 1 more month, or.
So the time it takes for the astropathic message to be relayed to Avila, and then for her to actually travel through the warp to Buntrix is a while. Birmontia. not Buntrix. That's the place where you deployed the Lamentum Canticum. It will take time, but potentially during the course of this conclave, you will receive news as to whether or not she's arrived.
Gotcha. So we are very much gambling this right now.
Ain't that the way?
Now,
Oh
now we're
boy.
going to, what was it? Credit called it last week? The
Oh, the
Imperionicum?
The
Inquisitorium.
Inquisitorium. Because
Yeah.
I'm a
Also, we're all
jackass.
dressed up fancy already at this point, then, or no?
Up to you. I mean, the fancy dress was more for the ball.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you guys. How it works is that you guys will have to do kind of a semi-parade to the actual like main hallway of the conclave, because like there are 12
Hell yeah.
Inquisitors there, and like you guys are trying to gain support. So like looking hot as fuck is probably a good idea. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that session. I did. That was lots of
Are
fun.
you gonna stop
Absolutely.
the recording?
I might stop the recording. I might just leave it here if I can, just us chatting shit. I mean, there was like 10 minutes of crab talk last time, so like,
Toot, 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 toot.
you know, I don't want to leave the people hanging. But yeah, maybe I'll stop the recording now. So say your profanity now.
Cunt, shit, fuck.
I hate
God.
English
9,
people.
8,
Stop the profanity.
7, 6.
I love
5.
Samuel
this
looks more like a man than
game.
Warwick does.
3, 2, 1.